And hello again, everyone, and welcome as we get ready for action coming our way as we adjust our microphone and get ready for the second game of a rain delay that saw rain delay start technically. As the first game completed, there was rain coming down for about 25 minutes or thereabouts. So we're just underway for the second game of two. The first game, Judson University knocked off St. Xavier by a final count of 9-6, although it was a 4-run seventh inning for the Cougars of St. Xavier that got them back into the contest. We're going to be joined by the legend that is Ben Erickson here in our second game. The lineups have not been handed all our way for this one, so have some early fun as far as baseball action is concerned for game two of the doubleheader. Coming away from Hoffer Field, Judson University, exciting Judson Eagle baseball from the Chicagoland Collegiate Conference. That's what we have here. Again, the first game went to the squad that is playing host here today as they won by a final count of 9-6. Happy you've joined us wherever it might be. We've got a great crew from Beacon Academy here, as you know. Our thanks again to Lee Buzz Capra in the first game, the major leaguer, the ERA leader, at 2.28 in 1974 with that 16-8 mark, with the stories of baseball in Major League style he had for us. We thank Ben Erickson for that as well. And speaking of that, Ben Erickson, the institution, will be in the booth with us for this second game as well. We're just checking things out. It's not exactly sure. We will get underway. And in just a few moments, we had a rain delay. As we said, what would you say, Bruce? 25, 30 minutes? And about in that half hour. And again, we had some fierce winds for a little bit, so everybody had to leave the venue. But we are ready to go. It's sunny once again. This originally was scheduled for a 2 and 5:30 game, but with the situation with storms approaching early in the week, they thought it might be good to start early, and I guess, in a way, you were correct, although the storms came a little earlier on this Saturday. Ben Erickson?
Yeah, hey, thanks for being here, Jeff. What would a doubleheader be without a rain delay for crying out loud?
Yeah, it's like written in the law.
It's beautiful out now. I think everybody's probably getting a good look at it. We've got a nice shot of some of the Judson personnel here on the near side. St. Xavier, you said Judson won that first game, so see if they can complete the sweep, as they say, here on Senior Day at Hoffer Field at Judson University. That artificial turf down there makes it nearly impossible not to play after you get rain like that, Jeff.
Yeah, it really absorbs it, and there's really no problem at all. It was quickly done, as you said there, and everybody came back, and the fans have returned as well. And we're just about ready to go. It was a great in-between games. It was a great senior celebration as you were arriving, Ben. That was very nicely done by everybody. We appreciate all the great hospitality here of Judson University on this great campus, Ben.
You got it. They do a great job keeping this place looking nice. It's kind of a hidden gem on the east side of Route 31, nestled next to the Fox River. Got a nice breeze. It looks like, Jeff, I don't see any flags out here. The American flag is actually pointed behind us, and it looks like the wind is going to be blowing straight in for this one, although you said you saw a grand slam in game number one.
Yeah, we did. In the seventh inning, the wind was really changing directions towards that storm. It got very windy, and it down the right field line, a grand slammer went out to make it 9-6 and awfully close after they had the big lead, but that's when all the winds came. Then now, as you say, the wind's really coming in strong now, it's blowing in, as you say. So it's a very interesting weather day. We're hearing the introduction of the starting lineup. We might play along with you at home because we're finding this out right now. In between games, there wasn't much. We didn't know when it would start, when we would get the lineups. We found out that we would start and maybe get the lineups at that point. So, Ben, we're excited, and you love the school. And thanks for Buzz Capra. Now, Buzz had trouble finding the school. It's been a while since he was here, and he might have drove around a while, but he gave us about 90 great minutes.
That's fantastic. Yeah, Buzz is an old friend of mine. I've known him about, my goodness, almost 25 years. And he's one of those great guys, a Chicago guy that got the chance to play Major League Baseball. And as you referenced, that 1974 season was an unforgettable one for him. In fact, he told me a story just the other day when I was talking to him on the phone. I sent him a YouTube clip about a year ago of Andre Dawson's first home run up in Montreal. Who do you think the pitcher was?
Buzz Capra.
You got it. It was Buzz. So Buzz is friends with Gene Heiser, who is a local guy as well.
Yeah.
Gene went to, opening day at Wrigley Field and had asked Buzz, hey, you got any Major League Baseballs that I could use? I want to get some autographs. These guys do a lot of golf outings and a lot of stuff to support nonprofits. Buzz said, sure, I got a couple, but you got to get an autograph from Andre Dawson for me. And Andre Dawson obliged and wrote, Buzz, thanks for getting my career off to a great start. Andre Dawson.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Then Buzz was quick to say, hey, if it was 1974, it never would have happened.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, Buzz won 31 games in the majors, but he had that one exciting season and the great stories he had, and certainly lived a good life. And he's a Lane Tech grad and also an ISU grad.
Right.
So we consider him ours all the way, don't you think?
Yep, won a College World Series in 1969. And one of the cool things about that 74 season, Jeff, he was a National League All-Star, and he was selected to play on that team by former manager Yogi Berra, who released him the year before in 1973. So retribution for Buzz. Looks like we're about to go here, Jeff.
All right, we're ready for baseball action once again. Game 2 it is. Happy you've joined us wherever you might be as we're having some fun with this second game coming your way. We'll have to check in with some of the lineups right now. We'll catch that number of the starting pitcher for our guys right now as we leaf through that quickly as we're coming to you live, not on tape when you initially watch us right here. So that's what we have coming our way. We got now the vantage point, you've got the great screen. I see the back of heads of the folks in the row, top row there. So you've got that great screen. Let's see if we can catch a number here on that pitcher.
It's number 15, Jeff, for Judson University, the Eagles.
15 for the Eagles. We can do that. We're ready to roll with that. And I can certainly do that. We were prepared for the second game, no matter what you might think. Hey, that's going to be the man who sang the national anthem in Game 1. Taylor Abercrombie will be the Lee Summit, Missouri man. He sang the anthem and did get a chance to play late in the game. He's 5'11", and he is a sophomore. So Taylor will be out there.
All right, quickly, we have
an out.
Yeah, it looked like an out. It was a ground ball sort of chopped to the left side on a curve ball. So one out here for the Eagles as we get the camera folks back into position and adjusted and moving things the way they should be.
All right, this would be Patrick Hayes, number 45, at the dish here. He's a senior out of Chicago. Moraine Valley, Parkland College. High school went to Brother Rice. Hayes is a good hitter. That's in that second spot. Where's number 45? Which I guess Cam Carrion made famous, if we're stretching it a little bit.
All right.
He does a lot of Facebook stuff.
Looks like Abercrombie is a two-seam fastball guy, Jeff. He gets a little that arm side run coming in, and he's flipping a kind of a slow curveball up there.
Really?
Yeah.
You're the pitching coach, man. Are you calling the pitches for this game as well?
Boy, I just did that for 4 hours over at South Elgin High School.
It's the most amazing duty you have. Calling every pitch in the game is like, you can't even let your mind drift for a moment. The pitcher's looking at you.
Yeah, the catcher's
looking at you. Yeah.
Looking at you.
Give me something, will you?
Shaking his head most of the time.
So true. That's very unique. I consider that amongst the toughest jobs in baseball.
Nice fastball on the outer edge there.
Hayes at stick. Get just underway. It was a 9-6 victory, the 5th conference victory of the season for Judson. They're 5-13 in conference now, and the 11th loss in 19 games for St. Xavier in that first tilt. These two teams played yesterday as well. It was a 5-1 win at their site for St. Xavier. So Taylor looks in, and here comes the pitch. A walk. So Hayes draws the walk. Looks like he's trying to break the ball a little bit there as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, not sure what that was. He looked like he took a little something off of it. And the first runner is aboard now for the Cougars.
Next to bat will be their catcher, Evan Orbeck. Evan, a good stick left-handed wise. Again, our vantage point here, we're kind of tucked away. Don't see the right field line and right fielder and first baseman really, and we don't see the batter. So you got a great view at home, wherever you are, with your cameras from Beacon Academy. You're seeing that wonderfully right now. It's all right. Ben, we appreciate you being aboard. We'll kind of just go off of your great knowledge and expertise. The Cougars. Everybody had abandoned the field before we got back to it. There's going to be a ground ball taken by the line shot. Back to first. It's a double play. Line shot to the second second, right back to first to end the inning, just like that. Wow.
Good defense there for Judson. Line drive, as you said. Runner couldn't get back. They double him off, and just like that, we're going to head to the bottom of the first inning from Judson University. All right, hey, we can take a look at that line drive, Jeff. Let's go ahead and rack it up and call it as we see it.
Some heating and cooling. You're good, folks.
There it is. Let's see, do they get him?
Whoa, that's pretty tight.
Yeah, it was tight.
Almost stepping on some fingers as well. Oh, thanks. We got the starting line. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
A lot of times on those bang plays with umpires, sometimes it doesn't go by what they see, it goes by what they hear.
That's right.
So you might have heard, glove bag glove, whatever it might have been. In that case, he was out, so it was glove then bag. We've got a left-handed pitcher in here for St. X. Saw him warming up before the game. A lot of long toss out in the outfield.
How do you look? The long toss. Did you get into warm-ups at all?
Yeah, it looked pretty good. I mean, that's a pretty standard. Standard warm-up for these guys.
Do you need? What do you need, sir?
I had some rosters and some statistics.
Did you?
Here this morning?
I think they might have blown away. I don't remember seeing them. I can give you whatever I have. I brought these along, but we'll give you whatever you need, sir. I did not see those.
Yeah, boy, we had a big stack of, had all the season stats and everything set up in here last night. Maybe the press box took it, I don't know.
Maybe. No, I would have used that in the first game by all means.
I'll go check
I
in
do
the
have the official lineups for those guys who want to chart everything there.
Yeah, I'll go check in the truck and see if I can find some of the numbers that we had, Jeff.
All right, as we settle in for game 2 of a doubleheader baseball with rain in between. That's what it turned out to be. Second action. There we go, second. We're doing custom heating and we're going to seek a custom and game action. Custom heating and cooling.
Custom heating and cooling. Customs employees are always staying up to date with training on the latest technology with 5-star reviews on Google, Yelp, and Facebook. A business of Elgin, from Elgin, and for Elgin. Custom heating and cooling, trained, reliable, trustworthy.
All right, we're back. You didn't miss a pitch. We're ready to roll. Bottom of the first, no score. Your Judson squad ready to bat here. The Eagles will take it to them. Let's check that Cougar pitcher out there. As he turns around, old number 72, made famous by Carlton Fisk to a certain degree, as he turned his number around from 27 to 72 when he became a White Sox instead of a Red Sox. So that's where we stand with that. 72 for those guys would be Noah Scott. Noah Scott, the lefty on the hill. He is going to be a sophomore from Charleston, Indiana. Next pitch, going to hit him, graze him a little bit. So on to first we go. Giovanni Davila will be the next hitter. Giovanni, their second sacker. Davila will bat second after the hit batsman. And that's the excitement you missed there. Man on first, nobody out for the lefty. Noah Scott. Here's a shot. Ground ball, takes a bounce. We'll get the man at second. No chance for a double play, I don't believe. No. Safe at first. Nice pivot by the second sacker to get it over the shortstop for the putout.
Yeah, that's an inside pivot there, Jeff, and he did a little uphill throw, but not quite in time for the shortstop to fire that over to first. So fielder's choice, 4-6.
That's how it went. One on, still one out. As we continue the batting through the lineup, we should see Timothy Ellinger, who is from Roscoe, Illinois, Highland Community College. There's a crack of the bat, down the first base line, gets by the first sacker. The runner should be able to get the third. The batter will always going to be out maybe. He is, what's the call? He is
out.
Gone. It looked like, again, we sometimes lose a line of sight of the ball down that first base line there. That was a great throw from short right field to get the runner trying to go from first to third. So man on with 2 outs.
So that was a line, kind of a sinking line drive ground ball. It hit the first base bag, Jeff, and then bounded up. And one of the downsides of playing on artificial turf is you always get a really true quick bounce, and that was part of the relay that got him out.
Next pitch, ball 1. Here's a pitch by Scott. 2-0. Runner on first, 2 outs. Just underway, bottom of first inning. Slight delay in the second game to start. After Judson won the first game. There, outside corner, strike. You could hear the slap of the catcher's mitt on that one. Must have been throwing the ball pretty hard, I would say, Ben, don't you think?
A nice view of our leadoff here in the left.
Yeah, there he goes. There's a kick. Tapper. Let's see if the pitcher can get that. He will. On to first, the throw. There. That's your first frame. No score. At the end of 1 full inning of play, it's 0-0 as we play here at Hoffer Field, Judson University in Elgin, Illinois, and St. Xavier taking on Judson University.
Nice look at the Judson boys there as they We'll head now, Jeff, to the top of the second inning. That last play, in my mind, one of the toughest plays for a pitcher to make, to come off that mound and pick up that ball, do a reverse pivot, and get that throw out at first. I always felt like that took like an inning out of my arm.
Yeah, is that right? Yeah.
They're tough.
And he was a lefty, so his pivot's even more unique to get some zing on that toss over there. And you enjoyed pitching at all levels, didn't you?
Yeah, actually, I really enjoyed pitching here. It wasn't artificial turf when I played here 25 years ago. But the mound has always been built up real nice. And I always felt like I was always really bearing down on batters when I pitched here. You get a chance to see our guy get loose here. That mound is built up really nice, and they're really blessed to have that artificial turf infield. Not only for the teams that the team that plays here full time, but boy, they do a lot of rentals over the summer. And, that revenue certainly helps the university, I'm sure. The softball field, which is adjacent to where we're at, Jeff, is very familiar to you as you called a bunch of professional softball games for the likes of Jenny Finch and Kat Osterman when the Chicago Bandits pro fast pitch team played here.
Yeah, they played here from 08 to 10, and we were proud to be in the booth from 8 and 9, but Jenny Finch was gone 1 year because of the Olympics. Last time we had that sport there, but 9 and 10 she was prominent, and it was a great run for them here in Elgin. We miss them a lot, but they still play. As you know, you were involved with them for many years as well.
Yeah, we sort of picked up where you left off and followed them out to Rosemont and did a lot of their production. So here we go.
Top of the second inning it is. Abercrombie with the first delivery. Looks to be a little outside in that one.
Looks like they use kind of a modified pitch track system, Jeff. I see the pitching coach in the Judson dugout with the headset, and we know that the catcher has an earpiece. So all those different touches and signs and things that I do on my face and body and hands.
Mean something?
They don't have to do that here.
We eliminate you. Can you get that at the high school level now?
Oh, no, we're not allowed to do that yet.
Yeah. Well, your personal touch with all those gyrations keeps everybody on their toes, I think.
It does, me too. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing.
That's right. I call the fastball hit a curve, or vice versa.
That's right.
Here's the Abercrombie delivery here. And just a little outside, we see a 2-1 count.
Yeah, that was an example, that arm side run there, Jeff. It evens the count to 2-2. That fastball starts out over the outside corner, and then that delivery, that spin, brings it back over the plate.
A little outside, breaking ball way outside of that one.
You'd call that guy a sinker baller of sorts. The more he can get on top of it and really get a little more pressure on that index finger, that arm side run turns into sink.
Here comes the 3-1 delivery. There's a shot by the third second down the line to left field. See if he rounds first, he'll round it, but stay right there. It will be, I'll call that a single on the line shot. And he's on first base.
Yeah, sharply hit. Again, the turf probably not all the way dry yet, Jeff. You got a nice skip through there.
Yeah, a rare skip, although that's the dirt part of the infield right there.
That's carpet too.
Is it? That's
yeah,
carpet?
They've got you fooled.
Wow.
That's brown.
I'm going to have
turf.
you run the bases out before we're done here. Wowie.
Yeah. The only thing real out there is the grass and the players.
The players. Yeah. That's right. Wouldn't you know it? It's like a Twilight Zone episode, somewhat. Here comes the pitch from the stretch, and gets away. The runner's going to go down to second base. So with nobody out, they've got a man on second now. And again, St. Xavier had a great year last year. They've struggled a little bit this year, but they still have won 18 and lost 21 of the year. As we mentioned, they would be 8-11 in conference, whereas Judson struggled with a 5-13 mark in conference, and he now an 8-23 regular tote. Here comes the stretch by Taylor. And the pitch. Breaking ball. Did he have command of that in your mind? That kind of a breaking ball in that one, wasn't it?
That was, again, Jeff, I think that was that kind of sinking fastball that he was throwing there. It looked like it was just a little bit low.
We'll have you watch his pitches closely here to see what his repertoire would be. Here's a look back to second. Stretch. And the pitch. Ooh, that's going to hit him right there. That got away from him. That hit him in the shoulders.
You know, that can be the downside of a predominantly two-seam fastball pitcher. Sometimes that you know, the grip is, at least I hear this from my high school players a lot. You throw a two-seam fastball. No, I can't control it. It a little bit slips out of the fingers a little bit sometimes, although it's pretty humid out here today. But that arm side run ran right into the batter that time, and that's another hit by pitch that we have here.
Darren Zavillo will check in now. 5'8", 155. He's on a we mentioned the first game, Grapevine, Texas. Great
Wow.
place to come from. Here comes the stretch in the pitch from the first delivery. Ooh, boy, that one got away all the way.
Yeah, he's having some trouble with that two-seam fastball. Four-seam fastball, get the index and middle finger over that horseshoe, kind of turned on its side like a C or a backward C, and a lot of guys, you know, seem to have more control with that. At least that's the way that you would throw it in the infield and outfield as well. Get that ball to go straight.
See if he can get his composure here. Here comes the delivery. Pretty good looking pitch there, but got away from the catcher, so ball 2 it would be. Yeah, you can struggle at this level. You can struggle with that control early, can't you?
Yeah, that's always kind of the you know, when you face a good pitcher, you know, they always say, what do they say, get to him early, right?
Yeah,
and
that's
really,
right.
for anybody, you get to him early. It's tough to.
2-0, another ball 3 I do believe down the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's 3-0.
3-0, and again, runners at first and second here in the top of the second. First game was won by Judson University by a 9-6 final. They led all the way and easily until it got scary in the 7th when they scored 4. St. Xavier did. That one is way outside, and he is struggling right now. You would come out and chat with him at this point, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you may see that here. Maybe Coach Acosta or his pitching coach come on out and take a chat. Or maybe not at all. Sometimes guys don't respond well to that, Jeff, and you just, as they say, leave them alone. But as we say that, here comes the pitching coach right now.
See, you called it there. Aaron Osich will be the hitter. Yeah, you got to get him getting his, you know, just feeling comfortable out there at least.
Yeah, a lot of times these conversations when you're a coach are tough. I mean, you know you got a guy that's struggling a little bit. You know, you're not going to tell him anything he doesn't already know. It's more situational, maybe what the batter did last game. You know, maybe what we're going to try to do defensively. Nobody out. It's early in the game. They're probably going to play, obviously, for a double play.
He might see a flaw in his delivery. He might be able to converse a little bit.
Yeah, it could be something about that, too. I mean, these coaches spend a lot of time with these players. This all starts in August, and these guys have been together nonstop since then, outside of holidays. They've taken trips together, and you know, in the context of a 4-year program, pitching coach might know this guy for 4 years already.
Yeah.
He might have been the guy that recruited him in high school. So the relationships can run deep.
So bases loaded, nobody out, no score yet. Top of the second inning. Game 2 of our doubleheader here from Judson University on this Saturday. Here's the stretch, pitch. Yeah, that was better. That was good.
Definitely
hit the corner.
Definitely working the corners, Jeff. That's for sure. 76, that's a number you don't see a lot.
No, kind of
outside of spring training, maybe, right?
Yes, yeah, kind of bicentennial-ish. A strike, I got it. I'll take that one. Strike 2 on the corner.
Yeah, he's got it now. He's got that nice touch over that outside corner.
Your pitching coach saw exactly what you talked about. You're doing this, you should do this.
That's right. That's when he goes back to the dugout and says, good talk.
Yeah,
we had a good talk.
That's right. Just look.
Well, he's not out of the woods yet. Let's see here.
Yeah. Here comes the 2-strike pitch. Ooh, stayed a little high. Tried to almost force him to go for a bad pitch on that one.
Yeah, catcher tried to frame that up a little bit. Umpire saw that one as high, but Jeff, that could set up the next pitch. Move the eyeballs and see if he can throw that slow breaking ball now low and away.
See what Abercrombie does. Here's the stretch and the delivery. Breaking ball it is to left field. One will score, maybe 2. They hold them up. 1 run scores. Bases remain loaded. Did you like that pitch, Ben?
Well, it was definitely the breaking ball. You know, it looked like he slowed his arm down quite a bit, and you know, that's usually a dead giveaway that something is happening. You know, it's a game. It's a cat and mouse game. They pounded him in with fastballs. They threw one up in a way, moved the eyeballs a little bit, and then maybe just a good piece of smart hitting there by Orzik.
Yes, that was a good piece to say the least. Here we go. So that should be our number 44 arriving to the dish here for St. Xavier. That would be Patrick Doran, a very good hitter, good power hitter. And he's going to pop one that perhaps will not stay in fair territory. Goes to like the coffin corner for us and gets away from it. That's tucked down there a little bit. You got a great vantage point here from Beacon Academy. You can see exactly what's happened down the right field line.
Mm-hmm.
Some of when we're looking at it, we might have to crane our necks and see how they respond. There we go. Bases remain loaded. Nobody out. 1 run in. Doran up there.
That's Declan Smythe over on third base. I like that name.
It is. Perhaps you call
I
it
think
Smith.
that's Elvis Costello's real name.
Yeah,
Did you know that?
that's right. Well, I'll take your word for it. Inside on that one. There was a long time. It was like a furniture company. Perhaps you call it Smith or Smythe.
Smythe, that's right.
That was a tagline in reverse, I think. So here we go. Here's the delivery on the 1-1. And a shot to center field. This will drive in one for sure. Two, it looks like. Yes, it will be. They're trying to go to third with the throw, and he is out. Out at third. 2-run score, but we got an out. Great throw from center field.
Yeah, that was a nice line drive base hit. Right center field there. And the relay was going to third base the whole time. And they were able to get that nice bounce on the turf and get that out.
That's
but
nice.
St. X scores 2 runs on that.
So we do have an out, 1 out. 3 runs in the inning here at the top of the second. Runners remain first. Runners remain at second now with that throw. Here's the pitch. Oh, that was nice. That one seemed to break in a little bit.
Yeah, there's that sink, that arm side sink that you
nice.
see. And that's the thing. You're looking for that pitch to move, 2 or 3 inches. You're not trying to miss the bat. You're just trying to miss the barrel.
So let's see the 1-strike delivery now. We're on second and 1 out. Here it comes. He's going to hit this one towards right field. This is probably out of play. It is. It's out in the deep corner there for us. A lot of action in that deep right corner blind spot.
That's what you said the home run in the last game went over.
Yeah, it went that way and made it 9-6. And the relief pitcher they brought in, Mr. Grosso, walked 3 men in a row. I'm sure you'd be scratching your head at that point. They just couldn't do it. He had a kind of a fling arm. And then we brought in Rojas, who's a good stopper for him. Here's the delivery way outside. No advancement. Good stop by the catcher. 1 out, 1 on, 3 in. Top of the second. Exciting play coming away from Judson University. Hoffer Field in Elgin, Illinois. Can you find it on the map? Probably.
I can, yes.
There you go.
Spent a lot of time down here.
Here comes the stretch. Yeah, that's great. It's great memories for you. And a fine university. Here comes the pitch. A little high.
Yeah, if we had the Fox box, that strike zone box they put in there, boy, that got to be right towards the top edge of the strike zone. But,
yeah,
you need to figure out what the umpire's seeing, and you need to sort of play into that a little bit. So that high strike, not a factor yet.
Let's see the 2-2 delivery this time. Here it comes. High again. And good movement by the catcher. Again, framed it well. Framed it exceedingly well. Could have got it there.
Yeah, catching has become an art for sure. You see a lot of catchers that'll use a one-knee setup, Jeff, and the idea there is to give the umpire more of a field of view, and subsequently you hope you get more strikes that way. But we've got the standard 2-knee set here. He's going to try to work that corner again, see if he can bring it back over.
Here comes the 3-2. Oh, wanted to go for it. It wasn't anywhere close. Ball 4 it is. Runners at first and second, 1 out. 3 runs in the top of the second. St. Xavier with the lead.
It's going to bring us back to the top of the order to Dowling, who grounded out to shortstop his last trip.
Yeah, Kevin, a very fine player for this Xavier squad. He's just a sophomore. Went to Murray State for a while, Mount Carmel High School. He is out of Chicago. So here we go. First and second, 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Outside, we got the strike. Hey, we got that.
Catcher.
Yeah, good movement there. That might have been a fraction outside. We brought it in.
Yeah, he did. Sometimes you'll see younger catchers, especially at the high school level, Jeff, they won't bring that pitch back. They'll take it away sometimes. And that's all part of the art of being a catcher, being able to get that glove, some part of that glove behind the plate.
It's a shot. It's going to be caught. A line shot to the left field. Had to move it all on that one. I thought it might be a gapper, but it went right to the left fielder for out number 2. That was a solid hit, but great defense.
It's going to bring up Hayes, Jeff. He walked the last time he was up. And with 2 outs here in the top of the second, Judson trying to get out of this. Bases were loaded at one point.
Yeah, they got their 3 runs, but they still can get more at this point. So here we go. Strike right there. That was a nice sinker. That sinker you talked about.
Yeah. That's a little that little 2-seam action there. Again, if you dominate the ball a little bit more with your index finger, sometimes you'll get that sink. And of course, the harder you throw, the more abrupt that becomes.
Yeah. So the 0-1 delivery with 2 on, 1 on and 2 out. We should say, oh, he was hit there. What was he trying to do there? Just brush him away?
Yeah,
Fastball get away from him?
Yeah, could have another example of that, not so much sink as it's that arm side movement. It got away from him, and boy, hit Hayes close to sort of the shoulder and neck area. It looks like he's okay, but again, that's going to load the bases.
Yeah, we'll load all 1, 2, and 3, so there are 2 men on at that time. Evan will be up again. Bases loaded. A lot of jams early, especially in this second inning, if you will, for the Judson hurler. Here comes the pitch, and there's a shot. This one is going to be trouble, and it's going to go to the wall. We might clear the bases, and we will, and we're going to have a triple here. A 3-run triple. Here's a play to third. Ooh, close. Out! A double, it turns out to be. Great throw from the outfield again. All 3 runs scored, I do believe, didn't they, not Ben?
Yes, they did.
So it's a 6-run inning, a great defensive play that ends the inning, but St. Xavier scores 6 times in the second frame. Wow.
Right, so I didn't point this out before, but if you look out there to right center, Jeff, that's 390 feet. It's actually deeper in right center than it is over to dead center. And with that ball getting past the center fielder, you see the center fielder's numbers, you go into double cut mode and you're going to third base no matter what. But it did clear the bases, and now Judson's got some work to do, Jeff, as they are down 6-0 going into the bottom part of the second inning.
Yeah, if you must fall behind, I guess early helps. But we appreciate that, everybody coming back here, the fans showing up again.
Yeah, it's
They're doing a nice job.
We've had a nice 10-day run of weather, haven't we?
Yeah, we've had incredible 80+ in the last few days. After for a while there, we had a windstorm every other day, did we not?
Yeah, it's this is very deceiving though. It could snow next week for all we know. So thanks for watching us wherever you are in the world. That's the beauty of YouTube. And as you're reading some of these names, Jeff, these guys are from all over the place. We've got international audience with some of the Judson players.
Yeah, no question about it. So that's great. Well, that's what they like to be international. They really are with what we see here in the sports teams and the beautiful campus that we have right here.
Yeah, college sports have been interesting since COVID, Jeff. You had a lot of players that, some of them redshirted, some of them get the extra season. So the familiar phrase now is has entered the portal. You hear that a lot at the Division I level for football, and basketball, and this is good baseball. This is NAIA baseball, kind of a renegade college conference, Jeff. NAIA schools are able to give athletic scholarships, and they can attract some good baseball players, good athletes at all levels.
No question about that. We should see Benjamin Nelson here stepping in. Oh, that's a nice pitch there. That would be tough to hit. If he hit that, wouldn't probably go very far. Nice toss there by old number 72. Benjamin's got good foot speed and a shot that's going to be right to a drifting center fielder. Wow, they're really carrying out there, aren't they?
Yeah, you said it. The wind had been blowing straight in. Get a chance to look at the flag now, Jeff. It looks like it's kind of blowing across towards left field, so that might have aided that a little bit. But there is a lot of room to cover out there.
Adam Zaretzi, one of the seniors here, Z-Rat, his nickname, Appleton, Wisconsin lad, will bat next. Yeah, everything seems to be on a line, but really covering some distance.
You can hear the wind in some of our field microphones there. It is pretty windy out there, folks.
Yeah, we've had all facets of weather today. Here comes the next delivery, swing and a miss.
Good fastball on the outer edge there. Now the left-hander, Jeff, that two-seam action, if he has it, is going to be opposite. So that's going to get away from the right-handed hitters.
Like that.
And then you see the catcher setting up in that one-knee stance. And again, if you look at the screen right now, when he gets into that one-knee stance, it opens up a big window for the umpire to see.
Nice shot. There's a base hit to center field by Adams. So man on, one out. Bottom of the second inning. Judson needs some runs.
First year for Coach Eddie Acosta, Jeff. He comes here by way of NIU, an assistant coach at that Division I school, about a half hour away from us. Had a chance to meet him over the last month or so. And I like his energy. I like what he's doing. He's excited to be here, and I think there's going to be some good things to come for Judson University baseball.
That's great news.
Brand new athletic director this year too, Rick Williams.
A lot of big things happening for the
There
school.
is the addition of the new turf soccer/football field. That's just sort of I guess would be the north of us.
Yeah, it's something to see that, isn't it? Right up the hill here.
Yeah, they are improving things around here quite a bit. Football, I think, finished their second season this year.
They did, and it was kind of exciting. It was way outside of that one. As soon as they released that, he knew he was in trouble. Yeah, the football, they couldn't have enough seating capacity here, but they wanted to be able to practice. That was the concept, wasn't it, Ben?
Yeah, it'd be interesting someday if I think it's the seating capacity, I think it's parking is they'll have to really work on. They do have another property, the Linder building, that's up a little bit further up Route 31. So for folks that aren't here, it's about a block off the edge of campus. It's still somewhat connected. There's a big parking space there. So, I don't know, maybe they turn it into some sort of a caravan or a trolley system where they bring folks over.
That'd be fun.
That'll all be in the future here for Judson U.
Scott, the delivery, he's outside basically on this batter. Makes it a 3-1 count. 1 on, 1 out. Judson trailing by 6 here in the bottom of the second frame. I like those socks. Those are throwbacks.
Yeah, those stirrups. Our high school kids ask us for those all the time.
Oh, those are great. They should be standard when you were young.
They think it's some old-timey
I know.
look.
Yeah, well, they made it up.
Right. They like the throwback look to it, I think. Some kids wear them, some don't. We really, for us at South Elgin High School, we haven't really made a requirement in terms of what socks they wear.
Yeah. There's the man running, fouled back. So that he was scooting, fouled back, remains 2-2.
Yeah, hit and run must have been on.
Yeah, we like that, like a good aggressive play, even though you're down by that. It's early. You want to get something started. Scott's got kind of a slow delivery.
That first game, did they play 9 full innings in that first
game?
No,
7, just 7.
Went 7, okay. It'll be interesting to see if they go a full 9 in this. Sometimes I know they usually go 9 and 7.
Do they?
So they may go 7 and 9 in this one, or
2 7s.
Maybe they'll go 2 7s. Yeah, it's hard to say with the weather. Who knows what they would have agreed on before they started.
This is to right field. Again, we have to follow the ball by our camera.
It's a fair ball.
Fair ball it is. That means one man's going to stop at third, and a double it is. Second and third, and the crowd loves that. Second and third with just 1 out. Into the hidden area of right field down there. That was something that really carried out there, didn't it, Ben?
Yeah, that's one of the tough things of playing right field, Jeff. You get off of a right-handed hitter, you'll get that ball sort of tailing towards the foul line, and it went all the way down into the corner. I think about 2 bounces before it got to the wall. All right,
here's our replay of this.
Take a look at it.
Elusive double. Custom heating and cooling. And that's how it ended.
That's right. The end.
That was the quickest replay we could put on.
It was a photo replay.
Scott delivers with 2 on, and this one's low. Gets away. You see the man dancing up third right there, but does not advance. All kinds of action going on here. Boy, exciting baseball.
Looks like Judson uses a number system for signs, Jeff. That's kind of a thing that's come on the last 10, 12 years. Wristbands with numbers on them. And the numbers...
Oh, off the pitcher's shin. That's going to drive in 2. His shin is strong enough to send it to left field. That went off the lower leg, did it not, Ben?
It did. It hit him all, pretty flush there. Let's see if we can maybe we'll get a replay of that. But it shoots, the shortstop, of course, is hustling up the middle to make that play, and it shoots off the pitcher's leg there, and it scooted all the way out, as you said, into left field. But Judson scores 2, and now it's a 4-run game, and as you keep referencing, early, so Judson's got time to get back in this. So you see the wristband that's on the player's belt right there. You get a shot of it. That's full of probably 3 or 4 digit numbers that the coach has an identical copy of. And instead of doing the old school, touches up the arm and, elbow and hat and all those things, giving signs, you call out a three number combination, and your players have the numbers right there. It tells you we're going to bunt, we're going to hit, we're going to run, we're going to steal.
That's certainly modern. That's all right. Yeah, we had the bunt. I'd have to touch skin before I touched anything else.
You don't do that anymore. You're going to get a number that sounds like an area code.
Here we go. Well, it's a lively set here. First man on there. Noah Scott, 2 runs in now. They've gotten back to 6-2 down, just down by 4. This guy wants to run it first. In breaking ball, a little low. Exciting baseball, plenty of scoring early here. Certainly with an exciting win at 9-6, so a lot of scoring in the first game for Judson winning that one. Then we had the rains come to delay the second, and here we are with a sunny condition situation. Here's a delivery by Scott. Oh, nice breaking ball for a strike. That was a good one.
Yeah, good pitch there from the tall lefty.
Yeah, the lanky lefty throwing pretty well. You have to have good arms. You know, you have to throw a lot of innings at this level.
Yeah.
A lot of game situations. And would have swung it when it was not near, and he knows he shouldn't have.
Games are packed in pretty tight, too. When you get into weather situation and conference play, boy, you look up, guys, we're going to play 10 games in the next 11 days or whatever it may be.
This is Christopher Marlin batting. There, right, you saw that one was picked off our cameraman, if not the first base runner.
Everybody fooled.
That was cute. Scott, we love these folks sunning themselves out right there. Down first base, that would be. Great view they have of the game, and great view on camera they are.
They know next week's going to be different.
That's right.
Supposed to cool off quite a bit, I think, on
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, the 40s, I think. 80 to 40.
I remember about 12 years ago, I had maybe not quite 12 years ago, but within the last 12 years, I had a travel baseball player that played at Streamwood High School, and they had played a game early in the year. I think it was 33 or 34 degrees, and the regional game they played was close to 90.
Wow.
So you've got almost a variation of 60 degrees in a high school season. Up here in Illinois, it's it's ridiculous. A lot of people would argue, why don't they just play baseball in the fall?
Yeah, there was a lot of talk of that even in my day.
Yeah, it cuts into. Well, they've been arguing it that long?
Yeah, oh gosh, it's right. We were one spring. Lyle High School. I think we had like 9 games. We were rained out frosted out or rained
cold,
out.
Yeah.
60% of the time. Here comes the delivery by Scott. Hey, that should be a strike, and it is.
Looking. Yep, got him looking on a looked like a little breaking pitch there that he sort of gave up on early.
So he strikes out, does Marlin. And that will bring up next Jacob Babcock, the man from Canada. We had the Canadian national anthem. I think it was saluting Jacob Jordan, we should say, earlier today. So Jacob or Jordan will sit in there. I'm going to make him Jacob or Jordan. He could be double J.
JJ.
Good looking stick, yeah. Ooh, right there. He's on first base. That breaking ball did not too much.
No, another hit batsman. That's the third one this game.
He was expecting a little break on that. He's kind of headed for almost his thigh area.
Get to the end of the game, Jeff, and you look at the guys that you walked and the guys that you put on, the freebies, the errors.
They haunt you,
it's almost like counting free throws you miss in basketball. Yeah, you just those walks and hit by pitch and errors. Guys just have a funny way of seeming like they score all the time.
If we had gotten out of the inning, we would have won. Instead of losing 9-6, we would have won 10-9 or 10-7. Here comes Scott's delivery. That was a nice break. That was pretty close.
Yeah, nice little curveball there. It looks like the umpire, I think, just kind of pointed and said, that was down for me, boys.
Had a nice break on that, though. No question about that. Here comes the next delivery. Checks the runners. Fastball away.
Heard less wind and more popping of the mitt there in the crowd mics, which is nice. Nice atmosphere here, right in front of where we are, Jeff, an old amphitheater, and they put bleachers in front of it. So this is always kind of a really nice natural setting to watch a baseball game.
That's right. Yeah, these are great seats in front of us. That's going to be 3-0. What's he been trying to do here? Stay away from his power inside?
Yeah, it looks like he's just, as we call, shuffling the deck, Jeff. He's flipped a couple of curveballs up there. He's trying to kind of stay away with the fastball, lefty on lefty. So interesting situation for both these guys. You don't see that matchup very much.
Here comes the 3-0, and that's going to be low, ball 4. That's going to load him up. Still in the bottom of the second inning. They've scored twice. Judson back in this game, trailing now only 6-2. And a long one here would tie it up at 6. Crowd would love that.
Last time up, he singled for the Eagles.
Getting a good look at the infielders and their positioning here on that one. Here comes the delivery by Scott. Ooh, boy, he got that one. Wow, that was the old roundhouse curve almost.
It was. Yeah.
That one really turned the corner.
Yeah, it was either going to hit his elbow or it was going to be a strike inside.
That was something.
It was a strike.
So he likes to start off lefty-handed hitters with that. Maybe do it again. Ground ball.
Wow, it's a great defensive play by the first baseman. Pitcher gets over.
Just in time.
Yeah, he gets out of it.
So 2 runs in the inning at the end of 2 full innings of play. It's St. Xavier 6 and your Judson Eagles 2.
That was a good job getting over for Scott, Jeff. Sometimes you can, you're pitching in trouble, the bases are loaded, all of a sudden you got a ground ball to the right side, you don't move, the first baseman can't get up, make the play, and it looks bad, but the pitcher did a great job, Scott, getting over and making that play. That's PFP, Jeff, pitcher fielding practice. They probably do a ton of that.
You love that, didn't you, in your day?
No.
I thought not.
You usually involved a coach hitting rockets to you, as you go through your motion on the mound, and you're working ground balls to the second baseman, the first baseman. You're running constantly. You're trying to hit the inside part of the bag so you don't get trucked. So
I can envision you doing that in my mind. Looks like Trailways is arriving. Take the team home.
Yeah, it's a big charter bus that might be for the St. X boys.
Yeah, it just might be.
Driver said
they would travel back to Chicago near Oak Lawn, their home base.
Yeah, driver said rain delay. I'm going to go grab something to eat.
Yeah, I'll get back in time. Tan myself a little bit and take the kids home.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to the 3rd inning. You had baseball action today. Tell me how that went.
Not good.
Can you be more specific?
Well, we played Stevenson High School, and Jeff, as you know, Stevenson's got about 5,000 students.
Oh, gosh.
They can't find 12 really good baseball players there. There's a problem, but they found them.
They're a big school.
They found them. Yeah,
while you talk about that, we're going to hear from them. Oh, well, continue with your story, I'm told.
Yeah, no, we lost 2 games against Stevenson today, so
they
are a good team.
I didn't play there, but on our other duties on the broadcasting, we traveled to Stevenson a lot.
That's right.
That was a huge football facility there, wasn't it?
Yeah, they used to have I don't know if they still do it, but known as the quote-unquote Stevenson Showcase, Jeff, where you'd get 20, 30 pro scouts out there, lots of probably 100 colleges. I don't know if they still do it.
Became a big school.
But I remember calling a football game out there with you.
Yeah, we did that. I think we had a playoff game. For the record, in my freshman year at Lisle High School, Stevenson was a brand new school. The opponent for Lisle High School, week 1, Stevenson. Our playbook had beat Stevenson. That was their first varsity football game, Stevenson.
Of course.
That goes back several centuries for me, though.
Named after
Adlai
Stevenson?
That's right. Yeah, I know, it's fine. It's fine looking school. We've enjoyed that a lot. Our travels there.
Yeah, it's huge. The Patriots, is that what their nickname is?
Yeah, that would fit.
Patriots,
yeah.
Could be wrong.
I like that.
Actually, I only played them an hour ago.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you're not going to scream out their nickname throughout the day.
Right.
Come on, Patriots. Drop that wrong ball. So here we go. Back to the game we go. And Erickson with us here. High pop on the 3-2 pitch. That's going to be, let's see who's going to grab that. The first sacker coming down the line gets out number 1. The wind's got to be a factor on those.
That is a major league pop fly, as they say, Jeff. That thing probably came down wet. That was way up there. And as you said, the wind, the field is kind of set down low, and it's enclosed by a lot of trees. It's kind of blocked by the hill that we're on here. So that can probably be really deceptive for the fielders as that gets up and above the backstop there. But first baseman for the Eagles, no trouble wrangling that in for the first out.
Probably still the pitcher for Judson out there in his 3rd inning.
This is Smythe again hitting now for St. X.
Low and outside on that. How does Abercrombie look to you as he got through that first? How does he look to you now? Pitcher?
We'll see. Gets that first quick out. We'll see if he can settle in here. It's a nice try. He couldn't quite bring that 2-seam fastball back over the corner. So that seems to be his playbook. Just kind of working the edges, get some of that arm side run. He's got a curveball that he flips up there. It looked like he might have been trying to cut the ball a little bit last inning. I'm not sure there. That one looks like it's up and away.
Quick walk that was. Man on first, 1 out.
So Smythe has walked twice, Jeff, and he's been aboard his 2 times up.
Actually on first and just on first we have a runner.
Yeah.
Cirillo now batting. See how he works this time from the stretch with a man on anyway. Good look at the dugout. Like that shot there. Toss to the first. What do you think of that new rule? I can't throw the first more than twice.
Well, it gives it gives your base runner an advantage if you do throw over twice, and he can't come back. You can really get a gigantic lead. So it's just more of the strategy of the game. What makes a lot of things that make the game so great. Over a century, Jeff, baseball at the major league level, it was one of the sports that didn't have a clock. The game could go on forever, really. Right. And now they've installed that clock to kind of. It doesn't signify the end of a game, but it certainly speeds it up, and it seems like everybody's been pretty happy with it.
Yeah. Around Wrigley Field, the bars love it. Everybody gets out 30 minutes early, and they stay 30 minutes longer.
That's right.
They're still fresh. So it's all situationally interesting, I guess. And he seems like he's forcing some of those.
He's got some great baseball minds. Theo Epstein in the office in New York. Obviously we know his success with Boston, and of course the Cubs. And now if he's going to, bring it to the league level, if it attracts more people to the game, it can't possibly be a bad thing.
Yeah, quick
especially more players, younger players. Get the young kids more involved in a more of a quick pace game. That's why I like fast pitch softball so much, and you saw a ton of that. It's such a quick game.
Yeah, it is. A brisk.
Got a nice liberal outside corner on that.
Oh, he did.
Pitch.
He's working it. He's trying to work that corner a little bit.
Yeah, there have been some legends down here in the game of softball, that's for sure. When those Chicago Bandits played here, boy,
that was tremendous.
Best players in the world came through here.
Yeah, it was a great league. It was a compact league that was competitive all the way with stars. There's a runner going, and he's going to throw it first. Got him at first, I think, still.
No, late.
It was late there. Yeah. It was safe at first. The hit and run almost caused the players to be standing at second for a double play potential.
Yeah, so the shortstop came in and fielded that one, Jeff, and his Buzz Capra, actually, one of the things he would say, get the first out if it takes you all day. And he got stuck between, do I take this myself and kick the bag and throw it over, or do I flip it to the second baseman? They were talking about it there, and it looks like he says, I think I should have flipped that one.
Yeah.
But he kind of got tied up on the ground ball too.
They arrived at the same time.
A lot of things coming. Yeah, a lot of things were arriving at the same time.
So 2 on with the 1 out. They're stealing. He's running right now. They're going to throw down the second, and no. Double steal. Catcher was going to go to second no matter what. Thought the third base man at third had it.
So that's a play you'll see sometimes, Jeff. Might have been fake bunt steal. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get that third baseman
up the line
and do what he's not supposed to do. And a lot of times that throw, if the catcher's not looking, that throw ends up in left field. Next thing you know, you got a run plated.
There you go. It's going to be a fly ball that's really hit.
Hammered.
It is going to be caught at the fence almost. This will bring in 1 run. The man from second will stay there. It's now 7-2 on the sac fly for St. Xavier. That was really hammered, like you said.
Yeah, that's 390 to right center there. I'd say that ball probably every bit of 350, 360 maybe from where we are. And a nice heave to get back to third base to keep that guy from going. So, but sac fly plates the run, and they've tacked on another one here in the top part of the third.
7-2 count it would be now. Again, the first game was 1-9-6 by Judson University. There's going to be a ball that's way over there.
It's a fair ball.
And
in the corner again, opposite corner this time, Jeff.
Wow.
Left fielder doesn't look like he can find it.
Wow.
And they're going to send him. This is going to be in the park home run, Jeff.
He had no idea where it was. We'll watch that replay all the way.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's watch that replay. He was either stunned or I don't think he hit anything there on that area there. Let's watch close.
So we see Coach Acosta out here for Judson now.
Complaining?
Well, I don't know. Arguing either that maybe there was wedge down in the corner or maybe that it went foul.
The fans are standing up and saying foul. Well, we have the best replay.
See if the truck can replay
let's see if we can see this, because that was really hard to chart that. He did seem to slow down his either look for the ball or not know where it was, and that caused the confusion there. And that's what they're saying. That was a foul ball. Let's see if we can. We would have the most important replay of our day right here. Let's see what happens. See if we can make anything out of it.
Coach Acosta is having his, definitely getting his money's worth.
Oh, he's screaming out there.
think the umpire knows it was a pretty close call, and he's kind of letting him have his say right now.
Yeah. To us, it looks like the foul line is way over from where the hitter is, because the way our angle is kind of difficult. See if we can get that replay from the truck, because it's causing a lengthy. Oh, Coach Acosta's gone.
They just thrown him out. Yep.
He's gone. Yeah, he's really disturbed with this, and it does make it 10-2 on the tally. But it was a strange-looking play because, again, that foul pole seems to be way over to the left, and we almost lose track of the left fielder looking for it.
Umpire's telling him you got to go.
Yeah. Terrible call we're hearing from Ben. See if we can rack that replay up, just to give it an idea, because they're really causing discussion going on right now. And most of the fans here now. Yeah, we might have a pretty good look at that, because from our vantage point, we don't see the active ball in that set. And a moment, 10-2, that was quite a moment, all right. So we'll continue action right here. Top of the third. After a victory in the first game for Judson, they're kind of having their troubles in the second set. There's a bunt. Wow, everything's going right for them. Not this time. It went foul. And the umpire concurs, and the fans will love it.
The fans are all over that. Oh, boy, that was, you couldn't have scripted it any better.
That's right. The umpire says, well, 1 out of 2 ain't bad.
I'll tell you, you know, to be an official in today's games, you got to have some thick skin.
Oh, it's got to be tough.
You know, with social media, you make a bad call, it's out there for the masses.
Here's that replay, the old replay.
No.
Here we go. 2 outs. Top of the third it is. 10-2 is the count. Here it is, and it is going to be now strike 2, 0-2. The delivery by Taylor, and that's going to get away, but there's nobody left on base this time. 1-2. It is a long inning. The first inning was long, and the third frame long for Abercrombie. But he's still in there throwing. You might run out of arms on these doubleheaders.
Yeah, especially with the games that pile up during the week. You know, if you got good weather, you're probably making up something that got banged earlier in the season, and that pitching, yeah, you can. That's where you start to see the position players that get the itch. Hey, coach, I can go 1 fight. I pitched back in high school.
I threw 90 in my young days.
That's right.
Here comes the 2-2 delivery. Inside strike it is. Out of here.
Yeah,
that ends the frame. It was a tough one, though.
Yeah, curveball backed up a little bit, but it caught the inner part of the plate, Jeff, and they get out of it. But Judson is chasing. 8 runs here.
10-2 the count. And you see the guys greeting everybody coming in here a little bit. Still early. It was a very early in the first game for Judson, and then St. Xavier came back to make it difficult at the end. Okay, let's see how we'll set up this replay, Ben.
Yeah, you're going to see this curveball that's sort of, as we say here, Jeff. Okay, well, we get a replay of the umpire. That's unconventional. You don't see that a lot.
No.
But he did a great job there punching that.
Family will love that side. Yeah, we got that one, yeah. That was very aggressive, strike 3. Yeah, it was a mystery kind of where that ball landed or ended up landing down the left field line that had the fans here a little uneasy, I guess, Ben.
I think their scoreboard might be wrong, Jeff. I think it's 9-2. My paperwork got messed up here as we went along.
Well, yeah, I can go along with that. 9-2.
We'll see. I don't know. The fans are on it.
Okay, we believe the fans. 9-2 would be fine. 9-2.
I think they're taking a vote.
That keeps them a democratic way. They all got in. They're noticing if they can make things change, they can make things change, and they feel good with that. 9-2. We'll go with the fans unless we're told differently by somebody else. So it was a long day for your squad today?
Yeah, it was a long day for the South Elgin Storm today. A great day for the Stevenson guys.
You've been solid this year, haven't you?
I think we are 6-4. Graduated 17 seniors off the team last year. So
that's outlandish.
Got some youngsters. We actually had we had a freshman and a couple sophomores playing the varsity level
that's
today,
wonderful.
so.
Wonderful. First man up, ground ball right to third. Third sacker was a high throw, but the first baseman can get it. That looked like when it released his hand, it was going to go into the crowd right there, into the sunbathers on first base line.
Yeah, sometimes those sidearm throws, as you'll see here on the replay, that elbow goes down too much. That ball can easily take off on you, and here it is.
Watch its release.
See the elbow down, and that ball just kind of sails up there, but boy, that's a large individual playing first base.
Yeah, he tippy-toed that, stayed near the bag. Good defensive play. 1 out. Scott, first pitch, little inside, ball 1. So I guess for the scorekeeper are in the truck, we'll say 9-2. You're going with that, aren't you, Ben?
I don't know. The scoreboard still says 10-2, so.
Oh, there's a shot.
Second baseman hauls that in. Wow. Jeff kind of did a triple pump there, gave the runner extra time to get down the line, but he throws him out nonetheless.
Hard to see those pops in the infield and going right field. Hard to pick them up from our angle point.
It's a quick infield. It's got to be getting dry down there now. So that turf. Yeah. Jeff, we actually played a couple of games here so far this year with our with the field situation. Oh yeah, with fields that were still frozen and wet. We came over here and played St. Charles North, and then we played DeKalb here about a week later, and the guys love it. The guys absolutely love playing on that turf. You get the true hops. It's a little bit quicker game. You get nice hops, and you see where the shortstop is playing him, almost on the edge of the outfield grass and that brown turf out there.
That's great. Even my high school team came out and played a game here. So it must be everybody must be enjoying it. If there's an invitation, we'll take it.
Yeah, these fields are a commodity up here. When you can get on a field, at a reasonable rate.
Must be the highlight reel for the fandom there.
I think it was
inside
the dugout. I think that ball went inside the dugout.
It got the reaction. Scott's delivery. Bouncing in.
But anyways, I mean, you can count, pretty much the turf fields within a nice radius of where you're, stationed with your team, and you can count it on one hand. These they're expensive, and if you play on it a lot, you've got to maintain them.
Yeah.
But, I guess the idea is you don't have to have a full-time field crew out here. You save a little money on some of the maintenance. But this field is hopping. There's probably not a day that you can come down here in the summertime where there's not 3, 4, 5, 6 games going on this field alone.
Wow.
It's amazing.
That is great. Scott, the tapper down third baseline. Foul ball. Runs it out well, though. Just foul it was. 2 out. Nobody on.
I'm not sure when they turfed the field. I believe the lights came in 2001, just right at the end of when I was playing here.
Remember, we did a game for Beacon Academy with that great pitcher you had that went pro.
We did, yeah. It was a South Elgin High School game against West Aurora, and it was so exciting to do the game. And they had two good pitchers were throwing. I think we got the whole thing done in about an hour and a half.
It was the quickest high school game I've ever seen.
Yeah. So that pitcher that went for us that day, Ryan Weiss, a 4th-round draft pick out of Wright State.
How's
he is
doing?
now AAA Omaha for the Kansas City Royals.
Wonderful. How old would he be now? How old?
He's 26, and then our other guy that's in professional baseball. That one is flowing out there to right.
Out to right field, and the right fielder has got it. That wraps up that inning right there. So we've got a 10-2 count still coming your way.
Our other guy in pro ball is in Louisville, AAA Louisville, with the Cincinnati team, another pitcher, Ryan Newtoff.
What year did he graduate?
He was 2014, and Weiss was 2015. So Ryan Newtoff, our Cincinnati Red organization player, is 27, and Weiss is 26.
That's great. That's exciting.
So it's
you as a coach and being so involved with those kids, that's got to be a moment for you.
Yeah, you know, like I was just talked about earlier, when you're a coach, you spend a lot of time together. And, high school level, if guys are getting serious about it. If they're getting serious about things, they'll try to find you in the wintertime and take lessons, or at least want you to come watch their bullpen sessions and things like that. And
that's good.
Yeah, you get close with them, and it's great that you can still communicate with them. And so I actually sent Ryan Newtoff a message last night. He got into the game for AAA Louisville, and his brother is on our varsity team now. And got a chance to tell him that his brother won his first game last night.
We've got a Rosen Reader coming up as you talk about that a little bit. Rosen. The good folks looking for a brand new certified pre-owned car? It's Rosen Express Online. Buying made simple, as you know. www.rosenhyundai.com or www.genesisofelgonquin.com. 1, 2, 3.
Rosen. Boy, you and Coach with that. You guys like to sing. And that was part of their ad campaign for so long. Appreciate Scott Levy, the president, CEO of Rosen Hyundai up there in Algonquin. He's been with us for 6 years, Jeff.
Wow. We always appreciate you, finding the sponsorship and allowing the games come your way.
That one's chopped through the left side there. Base hit. Yep.
Nice start. We need to get something going here in the bottom of the fourth. If the score is corrected 10-2, we've got to knock that down a little bit.
Yeah, we love our community sponsors, Jeff. Bear Family McDonald's, Rosen Hyundai, Tom the Plumber, Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland. They just believe in what we do, and they continue to contribute to the efforts. And it's great for the students because it adds a whole new layer of realism. I think we may have
Is this the end of him for pitching wise?
I don't know. Pitching coach is out. I think that's pitching coach Walrow.
Pitch count, maybe a pitch count. He's given up a lot of runs, obviously. But
that's going to be it for Abercrombie.
He goes 3 1/3.
See who they bring in relief here.
Yeah. Taylor again sang the national anthem. Did quite well earlier today.
The player sang the national anthem.
Yeah. Well, we had the Canadian anthem, I think, for one of the players from Canada.
Okay.
Then he, the starting pitcher, sang the anthem. Our anthem.
Cool. Reminds me, remember when Dwight Smith did that for the Cubs?
Oh, yeah.
Come out and sing. He had a good voice.
Yeah. In your boyhood days, Lamar Johnson would do that for the White Sox.
Oh, wow. That's right. You are the longtime White Sox fan.
Well, he lived close to us in Downers Grove. So
let's relive that. Tell me about the inning you got to call for the White Sox. Back when. You got to a Major League game.
On August 25th, 1990. The Sun-Times had a contest where if you could send something in, and you might be a part of the, I think they did it 4 times that year, you might join the guys for an inning on the radio, and it was delightful. It was the last year of the ballpark, so I made Ed Walsh came back. I made like a historic thing. The old-timers come back for the final pitch of that game. That got me into the booth. They let me break the network. It was wonderful.
Man, that's awesome.
It was, and the best thing was, Ma was still alive, and then when the top of the next inning, they said Dorothy Myers must be proud tonight.
I remember
His son did a good job. That made the day, of course.
Was that John Rooney that was with you, or who was
Rooney. Rooney was a great Cardinal man. Now Rooney's a fine talent.
Now, the second part of that story is they likely had to pry the microphone from your hand.
Well, you would think that. I remember
Did it go by fast? It was
real
too
quick.
Fast.
Yeah, because nobody hit anything. Guillen drums out, it's 1, 2, 3. No, it was Brett Bowman thought I'd be doing too many Harry Carries. So it was.
You abstained, though. You didn't. You played it straight
when you
up.
go to the booth, you do what you're supposed to do. It was a delight. They made me feel wonderful.
Cool.
And we occasionally play that on Facebook.
Why don't they do those contests more often?
They should, because that gets the public involved.
You know what I've always thought they should do? It would be nice if they would give their minor league guys a shot at a major league. You get the announcers, give them a day off. Bring the single A guy up. Bring the double A guy up. I think that would be really neat. We know the play-by-play voice of the South Bend Cubs.
Yeah.
Was a kid that interned with all of our South Elgin kids for the Chicago Bandits, Brendan King.
Oh, how nice. There's going to be a fly ball. Looks like the right fielder's got his sights on it. Caught there.
Oh, big throw.
And the runner stays right there at second. Yeah, big throw as well. Nice job out in right field.
Jeff, he caught that ball backpedaling and then threw off his back foot, and the runner on second base sort of feigned running there. And good job, because you want to draw that throw because, Lord knows what'll end up happening with the throw if it's a bad one. You may get an extra base out of it, but he decided to stay at second.
Evan Orsich will be the next hitter. He's the catcher. Also can play a little bit of left field for this Cougars squad. 1 on, 1 out, and a little high pitch it was there. Let's talk about this pitcher a little bit. We'll look at his form. He's in the sun right now, but he looks a lot like a lanky right-hander out there, doesn't he?
Yeah, right-handed, kind of a lanky right-hander, as you said there. Interesting sort of arm action. Almost kind of favoring kind of the forearm as he delivers, and kind of almost looks like it gets pushed out there. It might have been a knuckleball, Jeff.
Wow. I guess didn't like it, but that was a beautiful pitch.
He said up. That pitch was up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's.
Let's see if he throws it.
See if we get a chance. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was.
He's got good. He's got more of an outfielder's body rather than a pitcher. but he does look like he knows what he wants to do. That was some kind of change up there as well. That might be that knuckler all the way.
No, I think you called it there. I think that definitely was his changeup.
All right. 2 out. Looking good coming in relief.
Good changeups, I think, Jeff, one of the toughest pitches to hit. You know, if that pitcher's got good arm speed, it looks like his fastball, those are tough to hit.
Always ready to swing, so you know it's
right.
If you miscalculate, you look bad.
You do.
Pitcher looks good. He got a lot of movement, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think it's a changeup.
Yeah.
Definitely a changeup. I don't think it was a knuckleball.
Yeah.
Hard to see
He
where
hasn't
we're
thrown
up.
real hard, but he does have movement on his pitch. Probably hasn't thrown a lot of innings. You know, they do look for arms that can you pitch? You know how that works.
Right. We talked about that. When you get a lot of games stacked up, you're in a doubleheader. You might have that that position player that says, "I used to pitch back in high school."
Oh gosh, yeah.
Gets in there. But I think you're right, Jeff. He's sort of living on the corners, trying to move the ball around a little bit. 3 things when you pitch: velocity, location, and movement. They say if you have 2 of those, you can win a game. If you've got all 3, it might be one of those really magical afternoons for you.
Yes, indeed.
And if you've only got 1, let it be location, right?
Yeah, that's right. So 3-0 it is, and we see his repertoire of pitches here. He might just give you doesn't look like, oh, he got, well, I would take that. That might
give
be
him the corner,
10 outside, but I got the corner.
You know, I saw a pickoff move today that I have never seen before. I'll try to explain this to you, but maybe the folks at home have seen it, but it was a new one on me. We get our 3-1 delivery here.
Here comes the pitch.
He snuck another one in there. All right.
Nice, 3-2.
So the pickoff move, there was runners on first and third. The pitcher's working out of the stretch. It was a right-handed pitcher. He tried a pickoff move to first base where he just took his right foot and he stepped back over the rubber, disengaged, turned, and threw it. Sort of very casual, kind of the I'm just thinking about you play. And the second part of it, as we see a pickoff move there to second base, the quick pivot there. The next part of the pickoff play came. The pitcher did the same exact thing, stepped back off the rubber, faked the pickoff to first, and then turned quickly and threw to third. Almost got our guy. I've never seen that before.
Whoa.
You see that, step towards third and then go back to first. Nice sneaky fastball there. Got it right by him for the strikeout. All right. Judson gets out of it.
That's Carter Kotwicka, is it not? He's an Elgin kid out of Burlington Central.
Okay.
So we hadn't seen him throw earlier. So
the Burlington Central Rockets have had some good baseball teams. Kyle Nelson, the head coach over there, took over, I think, probably 10, 11, 12 years ago, maybe something like that. And he's done a great job with those teams.
When they switched conference, they thought they might not be a factor in basketball or football. They're great.
Yeah,
they're great.
Yeah, the proposition is always, can be kind of scary when you start playing some of those bigger schools. But all of civilization around these parts is moving out to the west. A lot of people, we used to think Hampshire was in the middle of nowhere, and you've got a huge, population and great athletic teams at Hampshire High School. Of course, our friend Mike Sitter, who is the athletic director out there, and then you keep heading out farther that way, Huntley, where people thought, oh, Huntley's just a little farm town out there. Fun. Yeah, 3,000 kids at that high school.
Yeah.
So
that's well said with that. It evolved. Yeah, we enjoyed when we went to Hampshire. You took us there first, the Mike Sitter days, and they had a couple of very nice players.
That was our 500th game that we did here. As folks at home are watching stream, this game being produced all by high school kids. We're the 2 old souls up here that are calling the game, but all the switches, graphics, camera work, it's all high school students that you're seeing. We did senior day back here about 2 months ago for basketball, and I saw Coach Acosta. Got a chance to meet him, and he said, hey, would you come and do a baseball game for us? We have senior day too. And I said, why, sure we will. Baseball, I'll do anything to do baseball.
Yeah.
And here we are. We came out last night. There's about 3,000 feet of cable run here.
Whoa.
That's what people don't see at all.
You're way out here,
Everybody assumes, everything must be wireless, right? No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. Lots of cable run around here. So we were out here till about 10:30 last night. Got here bright and early this morning, and glad to be here and bring this game to everybody.
We're very appreciative of all the work you and the kids do, because it really has been a great play for me, if you will.
So fun.
And you get all over the globe, really, and all over YouTube, as you mentioned. Again, the blind corner for us. Can you see it? We see the runner going. We see how he reacts there. He's going to be out or foul.
Yeah, I think he popped out, Jeff. We were blocked by the dugout, and I think our camera can't quite swing over there either with where we're at.
That's tough to see here.
This is our first trip over here. We're kind of figuring out where the lay of the land is, so to speak. Now, over on the softball field, we've been out here for 2 summers. We do a softball tournament, so we know that field pretty well.
Yeah.
I can tell you this, a lot less cable over there.
Yeah. That's a good field. That's a fun place.
Yeah, it is. They've got that got a really nice infield dirt mix over there. I remember when the Bandits were here, boy, it would rain a ton. Half hour later, that field's ready to go.
It was ready to go, yeah. Yeah, and that was an incredible mixture, and those were early times for some of that good resistance that way in 2008 and 9. That was fun. Fouls it back, so we enjoyed the action here. 10-2 if you've joined us late, top of the 5th. Top of the 5th it is. Again, we appreciate you being aboard wherever you might be. We're right here in Elgin, Illinois, Judson University, Hoffer Field. The first game was won by Judson, a 9-6 final. They trailed here in the nightcap, 10-2, and in between we had a bit of rain and wind.
Back when I played here, St. X was tough. I mean, that was, if you see them on the schedule,
They could be tough.
I think wasn't
St. Francis?
John Bowles, was he a St. X man?
He might have been. That sounds familiar.
He was
caught by the shortstop there, leaped to get that shot.
Worked in the Florida Marlins organization, I think. Is that where we ran into him on a shoot way back when?
That's right, John
I think he might have been with the King County Cougars back then. But something tells me that he was a St. X guy. Anyways, they were tough. St. Francis, oh, good Lord. They were really good. Yeah, they were coming off a World Series in the late 90s, I think. And then you got to play, though, you know.
What was your pitching record lifetime here?
Not good. Not good.
Could you tell the kids?
Oh, boy. Not as good as
you were competitive,
Not
though.
as good as it was in junior college. It was a different ball game. It's tough baseball up here. I was telling you, when you're dealing with players in schools that can give scholarships out, you get some good baseball players. And I think the only reason I was able to compete at this level was because I played it in junior college, and that kind of, in junior college you see some strange things. You see retreads that are like 25, 26 years old, or guys that maybe, they go to a D1 or a bigger school and they don't play. They come back home, and so it was. I was fortunate enough to play. As I look back on it, I think I overachieved because of playing in junior college, and we're gonna get a chance to hear from our friends at Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland.
We love these guys. Custom Heating and Cooling for all your heating and cooling needs. Either one, sales and installation, 24-hour emergency service. It's www.customheating.com. Powered by Bryant. We like to say whatever it takes, man.
You know it.
You were knuckleball. You were a good knuckleballer, weren't you?
Yeah, that was one of those.
Did we have you in the majors age 40 with that knuckleball?
Yeah, that would have been nice. Yeah, that was a thing. A lot of it's. I don't know. It's kind of unless you throw it all the time. It's kind of a gimmick, pitch. It's a different look, I suppose you'd say. One of those things that you flip out there every so often, and it gets the guy goes back to the dugout and said, "Hey, you just threw me a knuckleball." So maybe it's in the back of a guy's mind. I don't know. For whatever reason, it's when I throw it now, it's way better than it was then.
See?
A lot of good that does,
you
right?
You still could be in the majors then with a knuckler.
I'm about 50 pounds away.
Well, they might bunt on you, but you still can throw it.
That's right.
All right, hey, got a new pitcher in there. Let's see what we have in the way of pitching out there.
I think that's our same guy.
That's our same guy? Okay, it is.
I see the wrap he's got on his wrist.
Yeah, he is. He's the lanky lad. We're watching his style. He's probably very early in a pitching career, is he not?
Could be. Again, you never know. As you said, this might be a position guy who said, "Hey, I can eat some hands up here for you."
Oh, they're going to bunt on him.
There's that changeup again.
And let's see the play to first. Nicely done.
I think he legged that one out. Yeah, he was safe, Jeff. Again, that bunt, when you're a pitcher and you're running away from first base and having to field that, get around it and throw, that's a tough play. And we see it done so easily on TV with the big league guys. It's just I think we forget that they play on the same field dimensions sometimes, because the game is so fast, but those
Shot.
big leaguers slow it
And
down.
knock it down. Can they get them now at second? They do. At first, not in time. I don't believe at first. Gets away. Got away, but they got the man at second. Great stop by the shortstop and got the play at second, and the throw to first got away.
Oh, yeah, they did. He ended up on the turf there and had to flip it, and they do get the force out there at second, Jeff, but not quick enough
He hit
for
that turf pretty hard. It's
yeah,
feeling
not
it now,
quick enough
isn't
for
it?
the double play. Yeah, it looks like he's all right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Ortash, would you check in, Eric? That's actually had a looks like it might be it might be a brother combination as we see that it's going to be another man checking for those guys. We'll check his name in a minute. There's what we could be the knuckleball hit to the outfield, not very far out to right field. Everything going to right today. Is that the wind? So much action in right field.
Yeah, hard to tell. I think you called it right when you said the wind was kind of swirling around and changing directions. That was that changeup again. He's turning it over. And what I mean by that is he'll get the grip and then sort of pronate a little bit and try to get that ball to kind of sink down and kind of die, have a bottom on it, I guess, as we would say in baseball. He's doing a good job. He's inducing a lot of weak contact, so he's doing what he's supposed to do.
They're running on him here. Let's see the throw down to second. He's out. He overslid the base. I think.
He did. That's another thing on turf. If you don't slide far enough away, you'll
turf takes you.
And it did. And I'll tell you what, I bet you the Judson infielders are used to that, and I bet you that's not the first out they've got this year because of it.
The turf takes you away right through the base. 10-2 it is. As we head to the bottom of the fifth inning, this is our second game of doubleheader. The first was won by Judson University, a 9-6 final over St. Xavier. And this now 10-2, as you mentioned. We had a bit of a rainstorm in between the action. All of it coming your way. Beacon Academy, the kids of South Elgin High School, shooting this video and audio out to everywhere, streaming to everybody throughout the entire globe. Isn't that right?
You got it. Yep, out on YouTube. Hopefully some of our international folks have got a chance to watch and see potentially their son or relative play here today at Judson University. Yeah, before the internet. Before the internet, this wasn't possible. You'd have to travel here to see the game, or maybe somebody would videotape it and bring it home to see it. It's just a great age that we live in with the accessibility and
tremendous service.
I think we're going to take a break and see a commercial here, Jeff. More Judson baseball right after this.
Hi, welcome to the Bear Family McDonald's. Thank you.
Just like that, we're back. We appreciate McDonald's, the great 35 area McDonald's we have. Great folks, the Bear family. And now it's a great look. We saw there from the third base coach's box there. Great view of this park. Now as the sun sets, we see a little characters in the club on the bench, I guess we should say. But it is exciting baseball here from Elgin, Illinois, wherever you might be. Happy that you've joined us. Scott still delivering. First pitch fouled off. Scott looks pretty consistent, does he not, Ben?
Yeah, we've seen all the pitchers that we've seen here today, Jeff, I'd say sort of rely a little bit more on guile than they do, quote unquote, throwing the ball by guys. They're mixing speeds quite a bit. We've seen, a pretty good mix of pitches.
And Skyle has a 10-2 lead at this point here as we talk with you. Delivery. He's got that nice breaking ball, doesn't he?
Yeah, that was a slow curve there. Rich Hill would be a good comp, I guess.
Right. He's still throwing, for heaven's sake.
He is, and I'm told he's throwing that thing from different angles now and sort of reinventing what's worked for him.
Wow.
And that was a nice slow breaking pitch there by Scott. Again, if you've got good arm speed and you can somehow disguise what you're throwing, instead of saying, oh, I am a three-pitch pitcher, well, if you can change speeds on all three of those pitches, you've got a whole toolbox full of things you can do.
Yeah, it's exciting. When you hang on like that, he's a great hanger-oner. That's why you always had that theory with your knuckleball. Same thing. Rich Hill is not a young man.
No, he's not. He's not.
he was washed up like Cubs 22 years ago, really.
It was. Isn't that hard to believe that he was on the Cubs? He's had great success since leaving.
It's, that's happened a lot from time to time.
Where did he go? I think was it Cincinnati, and then was he in L.A.?
He's been everywhere, Dad.
No, right.
Yeah. But he's always he comes up somewhere. You think he's done, and then suddenly he's throwing on a Friday night.
Well, Jamie Moyer, where'd he go until he was 46?
That's what Jamie Moyer was. That's the greatest Cup example. We gave up a long time ago, and Moyer just pounded out victory after victory, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah, it's funny when some of these guys become sort of archetypes, right? That's what all that sports is, right? Comps. You're always comparing, one guy to another. But to throw that long and be effective is just
amazing.
Oh my goodness.
No question about it. It's folklorish in stories when you would tell somebody, well, I saw him pitch in 1991. Sure you did.
Well, a walk issued here, and Judson's got a man on.
Yeah, all right, let's see how they play it. Man on, man out we would have here. The delivery. Does he change anything from the stretch that you notice? Anything at all in his delivery?
No, that's, when guys work out and throw bullpen sessions, typically they'll throw more out of the stretch than the windup. And my rationale for that is, when will you ever throw an important pitch out of the windup? When you're throwing out of the stretch, there's guys on. It might be late in the game. If you're throwing out of the windup, it'd be great if you could throw out of the windup the whole game. A little bit more rhythm. Some guys will tell you they feel like maybe they can throw a little bit harder. But then there's a lot of guys that throw solely out of the stretch. And I'll tell you, if I could do it again, and maybe that's a fair ball.
Got the man at first. Runner advances to second. Now 2 out.
Yeah, if I could do it again,
you would do that all the time.
I'd probably throw out of the stretch
and
all
nobody
the time.
would hassle you. In the old days, they would hassle you.
They would. People would want it. Well, why does he throw out of the stretch all the time? For me, it would be just cardio. It's too. You're executing that windup. If you're doing that 60, 70 times during a game, if you could cut down on some of that.
And in your day, the windups were much more exacting and fatiguing.
You'd be stepping back over the rubber. Then then you'd get that pivot foot up against the rubber. Then you'd pick your leg. I mean, it's a lot of. It was cumbersome.
It was in those days. Not that it was like 1940, but I mean, it changed a lot.
Yeah, the game evolves. The equipment changes. The looks of the uniforms change. We've talked about the one knee style of the catcher. That's been something that's come on new in the last 2-3 years, and I love the rationale behind it. I'm going to give the umpire more of a chance to call this a strike.
Didn't Tony Pena, the longtime Pirate catcher?
He did, yeah. Sometimes he would do that. You'd see the leg go and stay real low.
It really looked different then, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know what his rationale was for it. Maybe he was just stretching his legs. I have no idea, but
keeping the pitcher low all the way.
Yeah, keeping the guy low. I heard a story. Bill Campbell, Soup Campbell, who
just
passed away a couple months ago, told me that sometimes when he would, when his control, he felt like when the ball would kind of go up, he would actually pull his hat down right above his eyebrows, so he would not see anything besides the knees of the catcher down, and would work that way. I thought that was just those little,
that's great.
Crazy. Rolaids Relief Man of the Year 2 times, telling you that he's doing something goofy, just pulling his hat down.
He's born in '48, one of the early men to have a sensational season and get a sensational contract.
Mm-hmm.
He also, when the Schaumburg Flyers brought Mike Marshall in tryout, he threw to him.
That's great. He was a big league pitching coach too at the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah, no, he had a good career. He had some time with the Cubs as well.
Yeah, and I heard that he had passed away. Jeff, he was a guy like Buzz, but the opposite in terms of how conversational he would be. You would have thought that he was an insurance salesman, that sat in an office all day with just a great physique, but he would not. He would only talk to you about baseball if you asked him questions about it, and I thought that was really cool. That a guy who had such a long career, would be so humble and engage with you if you asked him about baseball stuff. And Buzz is the same way.
Yeah.
If you ask him questions, he'll answer it. And I think about a guy like Buzz's career. He played with Willie Mays. He played with Hank Aaron. He played with Phil Niekro. All those
with Seaver and guys
like all those great Mets of the early '70s. And he's just you sit down and talk to him, and he's just a regular guy.
He's great.
And not a big guy, not an imposing guy at all. Maybe 5'10" when he was playing.
He was petite, he said.
Yeah.
No, he was great to have in the booth. We appreciate that very much.
Yeah, that was. I'm glad he could come out.
Yeah,
That was cool.
we're always delighted to hear his name and certainly see him. As we have action coming out, they came out to talk with Scott for a moment. He's still in there.
Yeah, 8-run lead. Probably that was part of the discussion. Like, look, man, we're up 8 runs. You know, you got 2 outs here. Let's pitch to contact. Let's see, see how far he can hit it.
He'll stretch. Looks to second. Here's Scott's delivery. Ooh, that was a pitcher who might have connected on that one.
A lot of curveballs. Boy,
Yeah.
these guys are.
That might have been in your sight on that one.
Yeah.
You're a left-handed hitter.
Right. Right, that left-handed.
It's like I can see that. My body's right there.
Yep.
I get under that. That's the home run swing.
I'm gonna try to elevate here now, Jeff, and move the hitter's eyes. See if you can sneak one by him.
Way
didn't work.
outside, gets away. It should have runners move up to second and third. Now with 2 outs.
Pitching coach is, or whoever's calling pitches. I wanted that ball up. It wasn't up.
Yeah.
And that's part of coaching. If you're, try to get your players to execute as best as they can, and when they don't, try to figure out a way to correct it. I heard a cool quote the other day. We don't win and lose, we win and learn. And I thought that was, I got to share that with the high school guys
yeah,
next
get
week.
that
But
one
that's,
out.
get that losing mentality out of your mind altogether. And so we got a
play
runner
at
going to
home.
score here at home. Oh,
And
he got him.
he's out.
He did.
Oh, there goes the helmet toss. Wow. It did not score a run on that one, and the inning is over. Still remains 10-2. We should have a replay on that, shouldn't we, Ben?
Yeah, it was an aggressive play, and
You're down by 8, but anything would help out.
yeah,
but
with 2 outs, your coaches, usually won't fault guys for being aggressive. We saw a nice somersault in the dismount there by one of the St. Xavier players.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jeff, that was a hustle play. That was being aggressive. If you're safe, you look great. If you're out, maybe you're just trying to get something started. But with 2 outs and your hitter ahead in the count, and the pitcher looked like he was struggling a little bit. Might not have been the best.
he had thrown some of his worst pitches.
But hey, that's one of those learning moments, right?
Yeah.
We don't win and lose. We win and learn. Yeah. And that's a thing that I've learned in coaching all these years, and I don't want to get too preachy, but when you're losing a game, and it doesn't seem like your guys are responding to what's going on, or they're down, you can always teach, and you can always talk about what's going on in the field and try to teach the game the way that you know it. And that's been one of the neat things about having 2 guys that are moving up the ranks in professional baseball. You feel like maybe there's a little something that you shared with them that they've taken with them, and for the 2 guys that we've had that are still at it, boy, it would be great if one of them guys could be a big leaguer.
It would be.
I've got my secret travel fund for when one of these guys makes the big league.
Call,
oh, you better believe it. Yeah,
that's great.
And that's I told that to Ryan Weiss. He had a great spring training with Kansas City. I mean, I honestly thought he might have a shot at making the club, and he's probably an injury away from getting up on that 40-man and maybe getting to the big league level. But I told him that. I said, I'm hoping I can dip into my emergency travel fund, which doesn't actually exist. It'll be a credit card, Jeff. But when one of your guys makes it, you got to get there.
I would hope. That'd be a great moment for you and him.
That's a dream of, every guy that's playing on this field at one point in time, I'm sure, said, boy, wouldn't it be nice to be a big leaguer?
Oh, there's no question.
Or give me that one season of low A ball somewhere, will you?
Get me drafted and let me fail in the New York Penn League.
Right?
That's
why
what
not?
You wanted. Yeah.
Why not? I know what kills off a lot of the guys are the bus rides, right?
Oh,
at some point that bus makes you just want to get on with life.
Yeah. Can be tough. We have things here as we talk.
That one goes out
Fouls
of play
away.
again, yeah. But yeah, that's always a thought, and it was neat when your big players are being scouted, and you can see the scouts are there in the stands, and just that whole mystique, right?
Oh,
maybe that guy will, he came here to see this guy, but maybe he'll see me do something
right. Well, stories
today.
come up that way, yeah. No, it's got to be great. And we see that more in the major leagues now. We see a mom and pop right in the front row, and stories, and whether the guy plays 2 more games after that or not, it's always a moment.
Right. Yeah, it's part of the dream, that's for sure.
As we continue, a 10-2 count it is.
Jeff, a lot of these guys will probably end up coaching baseball at some point in their lives as it sneaks another fastball by them for the swinging strikeout there. A lot of these guys may get involved in academies and, you know, do private lessons with kids, and it's sort of neat how that baseball tree sort of works, right? You start out as a young guy, maybe somebody helps you along the way. You take all the things that you've learned along the way and put your own spin on it and try to teach other people.
Well said, Ben.
There's that slow curveball again. I like what he's doing here. He's switching speeds a lot. It's almost that he sort of lulls the hitters into a false sense of security, and then just when you think he's going to flip a slow one up there, he runs that fastball right by you.
That's tough. There's movement on that fastball too.
Yeah, look like some late movement there.
So it's good pitching lesson. Good.
I think we're going to see this changeup. There's a one knee stance there. See if he can turn it over and catch the corner with it.
Oh, almost.
That's what it was. You can see that pronation and that funny spin on the ball.
Now, what's he going to look for here, or want to do here?
Well, he's looking down. Maybe he'll try to sneak that fastball by him again. Maybe fastball inside. We'll see what happens.
Back to the one knee. Oh, a lollipop.
Yeah, I don't know what that. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. Wait, we'll have to talk to him after the
a
game and say,
early,
what are you throwing?
Yeah, what is that?
Hard for us to see here. I'm sure people that know him at home are like, it's a two-seam fastball. You guys, what are you missing
Clocked
here?
it at 68 miles an hour. What are you looking at? There's that fastball.
Yep, there's that
heat on the corner.
Two-seam fastball. He got downhill with it, and the umpire, to his credit, has been He's been giving him that edge over there. Maybe a ball off the outside corner. You know, when Tom Glavine threw, oh, good Lord, it was he would get a ball, two balls off the outside corner.
Yeah.
The great Brave. And
yeah.
Wasn't he a hockey guy, too? Was he a hockey player? Or I
think he was in school, I think so. Glavine.
And that's not uncommon either.
That's
a lot of these guys
story we do with Rick Short, with his 6 inch in the majors. He got it off the pitchers that won 700 games.
There's that outside corner again. Yeah, that's a great example of just a fantastic story of a guy who was sort of a minor league guy forever.
Yeah,
they have over 1,000 minor league hits or something like that. And then he gets his chance, and next thing I know, I'm seeing a guy that went to my high school.
It's incredible.
He's on ESPN because Frank Robinson's pinch hitting him, and he's doing it.
Right. Yeah. He's 6 for 15 in his major league career at 05, and a 400 hitter. Every time we see him, you're a 400 hitter. How many people can claim that?
Right. Western Illinois University.
Western, and the Elgin Sports Hall of Fame member, and a wonderful gentleman he is for Rick Short.
It looks like, Jeff, they did revise the score. It is 9-2, so a 7-run deficit for Judson.
Congratulations.
We're working on 2 consecutive strikeouts here. Let's see if he gets that outside corner again with the fastball.
Ooh, got too close that time. The guy was ready for it.
Yeah.
He hammered that. He'll stop at a long turn of first, but he hammered it. He was ready.
Oh, good piece of hit, and he was hunting that fastball out over the outside part of the plate, got around it even, Jeff, and he was able to sort of pull that to the left side. So he guessed correctly that time.
And our 9-2 count it is. I'm thinking about the bottom of the 6th. With these guys batting, did we switch spots?
That I'm not sure.
I'm not sure we.
I don't think they split the. The scoreboard would say that it is the top of the 6th.
Top of the 6th, okay.
Yeah, from what I can see, top of the 6th.
So we might correct that on our.
But this is Hayes up here again.
Yeah, he's a tough hitter.
He walked in the first, and then he had that line drive double way out there that got past the center fielder, and he got thrown out at third trying to stretch it into a triple.
That was almost a hittable pitch there, but he was fooled, probably.
Yeah, I like that. This is a great. The center field view is great because you can see where these guys are working.
Probably going to hit that corner again. Ooh,
there it is. He got him with that strike. He's got 2 strikeouts in the half inning. Jeff gave up that base hit just a second ago, but I like what he's doing. Doesn't have an overpowering arm. He's moving it around.
Fooling him, as you said.
Pickoff attempt there is not in time to first base. Is again, just out of our view. Tough for us to see.
Our thanks to Austin Anderson on this great day. If he were here, we'd thank him.
Yeah, I think he was busy with softball over on the other
all
field.
All day long. We've had great hospitality. Running, and from the knee, well, that's going to be a lollipop toss.
Yeah, kind of an awkward throw there. not in a real good position to throw it from the knees. Pitcher's still ahead, or now even in the count, 2-2. Even counts are, 2-2, 3-2 are interesting counts, Jeff, especially if there's not a guy on first base. Actually, any two-strike count with nobody on first base, sometimes you can throw more of what they would call your out pitch. If I'm gonna walk this guy, it's gonna be on my best pitch, right? The other thing that you can do 2-2, 3-2, since in a hitter's mind they're thinking that's a fastball count. Usually a good time to throw that changeup.
Yeah.
If you can, again, with that good arm speed. Looks like that's what he tried to do that time, turned it over a little bit. So now it's a 3-2 count. You've got first base open. I'd anticipate whatever his best pitch is. And it has been that sneaky two-seam fastball.
Here's the delivery coming away. Checks the runner at second again and delivers. That's it. Hit to the right side of the infield.
Got it through.
And there's going to be a run scoring with that. A run score.
Well, they will get that 10th run, it seems.
10th spot is ours.
He did. He tried to go to that fastball away, Jeff, and the hitter, again, just
too hittable.
Looking for it, yep.
Too much of the zone.
Yep. Anything well hit on the turf that's going to find a little daylight out of there is going to get into the outfield. We've seen that a bunch of times here today so far.
And we don't know how much, again, this is Carter Kotwick out of Burlington Central. He's listed as an infielder, so unless we have a number change.
This might be one of those things. Yeah, he might have been a pitcher for Kyle Nelson a few years ago. And
I can do it.
Yeah, he just raised his hand.
We had a pony league where everybody had to pitch an inning or had to have a pitcher every inning. So suddenly your shortstops became a pitcher.
Right.
It's an all-star game, I said.
Hit bat's been there.
He's getting tired now, isn't he? Been a little bit.
Yeah, we had this. Our game today was kind of like this. It got away from us, and same thing. I had the position players like, "Hey, coach, I can throw an inning." I said, "That's great. I appreciate that you can throw an inning. But since you haven't pitched this year, and you might not have pitched in a few years, let's not go out there and get hurt.
No.
And then all of a sudden you can't play right field anymore.
Yeah, you have no idea what the arm can do in that situation.
Especially if you're not conditioned to throw off the mound and repeat that delivery over and over again.
Absolutely correct. You're protecting them well that way. It's fun wiffle ball in the backyard, but
exactly.
It's a whole different. Is that knuckler he has, or that?
I think that it might be just a slow curve. I think that he's throwing. At least that time the arm action did.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to tell from where we're at, but on the screen, he's getting that nice little top to bottom roll there.
Here's the delivery. Coming away. Checks the runner again. Likes to check him twice. And that's a nice slow breaking ball.
Looked like I thought for a second the runner on second base was trying to signal to the hitter, but it looks like he's just slapping the, we're down by the river, right? So you get some of those river gnats here. But that was a nice, looked like that slow curveball again.
The River Gnats. Mm-hmm. That was your summer league team, wasn't it?
Yeah, that'd be a cool name for a team.
The River Gnats.
Go way outside here, see if he can get that two-seamer to come back. Turned it over a little bit.
He might be getting a little tired. On to the throw down there, and it gets away. But no movement, no advance.
No, runner's still stranded out there on second.
Hope you're enjoying all this action coming away from Judson University, Hoffer Field, Elgin, Illinois. Right here at Beacon Academy, we deliver all the goods to you. Here's truly Jeff Myers and Ben Erickson here with us in the second game. We had Lee Buzz Capra, the former major leaguer, in with us. That was a moment. Thank you very much, sir. That was an ideal moment.
Yeah,
he seemed to enjoy the moment.
He's a good guy. Yeah, he told me he wanted to do more of it, so maybe we get you guys back together again.
Team, whenever he says yes, we'll say, let's do it. Ooh, that was the Ephus pitch almost on that one.
Buzz, born October 1st, 1947. Oh, you looked him up. Attaboy.
I had him only as 14-7 in his great year. He was 16-8, he told me.
He was,
the 2.28 ERA.
Yep.
In 74. Yeah, it's delightful.
What a year to be great, too. The year Hank breaks the home run record.
To be on that night there and be fouled off on that one. He was so close. Mr. House caught the ball.
That's right.
And Lee Buzz Capra is right there.
Did he tell you how they had their own territories kind of staked in the bullpen, right? Did he tell you why he left the area he was in?
Something came his way.
A fan dumped a beverage on him, and he swapped with Tom House.
Oh.
And the rest, they say, is history, right?
Oh, he every time you hear Milo Hampton, we got a new home run champion.
Yep.
You see Lee Buzz Capra.
Yeah, jumping up and down. They were so thrilled.
Yeah, it was a great moment. Yeah. April 8th.
And I'll tell you, that one's coming back towards us, maybe?
Yeah, get your whoa.
Hey, he made the catch. I think he made the catch.
Did he? I should watch the
Yeah,
screen.
we got an out. We have an out there, and that is
Wow,
going to end the inning.
congratulations.
In the half inning, anyway.
That's it. So our half inning now, we would think is, let's see what's going to happen here. Austin, you got something for us?
All right, we
This
just
is the
found out
ninth
this
inning
is the
game?
9 inning game. Yeah.
Well, are we still sharp? I guess that's the question for everybody.
We got thumbs up. We're
Yeah.
good. Well, Judson's got some work to do, Jeff. They got that eight-run disadvantage, and winners of the first game, as you mentioned.
Yeah, it was a nice win because they lost. Yeah, that's a strange. To play there on Friday, come here for a doubleheader. I know that's common in conference
Right.
play, but when you do that as a player, that's kind of a workout, isn't it?
It is. In fact, the conference the Upstate 8 conference, the one that we play in for high school just down the road, switched our format this year, Jeff. We only play conference opponents twice now. So it used to be 3-game series. Now it's only 2-game series. It's been nice because you can schedule other non-conference games of, you try to play quality teams, tough teams that you can find, and it's we did that today obviously with Stevenson High School. But it's weird to only play a home and away and then you're done. It used to be, 2-1 or 1-2 depending on what year you were in, but that's how the schedule goes now.
Yeah. You're flexible in all these things, aren't you?
This time of year is I don't even know what the date or time is usually this time of year, running between high school baseball, coaching, travel softball, and then trying to do some of our video work. It's busy.
Oh,
Speaking of which, the Academy Awards, our Academy Awards is going to be Tuesday, May 23rd,
Oh,
2023.
at the Hemmons Cultural
I
Center.
know you probably have some sort of chili cook-off you're
Yeah,
judging,
no,
or some other event in town. But we'd
I always
love
drop
to have
everything
you.
for you.
We'd love to have you come down again.
No, that's great.
Always
That's
have
a great.
a.
That's a
always
full
try to have
house for the Hemmons.
It is over 1,000. You know what? If you would have told me 14 years ago when I started teaching, when we, hey, someday you're going to put together some kind of a weird little event for your students to sort of showcase their video work, that over 1,000 people will come to, I wouldn't have believed you.
No,
But we have great alumni, we have great parents, and of course, speaking
Hell,
of the kids that are working this game here today, Jeff, all produced by high school students.
Yeah.
So if you see something that you're, on screen that doesn't look like the way a baseball game's supposed to look. That's high school kids are learning and trying to figure out, what looks best. And
There's no complaint for the young kid, just the old-time announcers.
that's right. Yeah, that's probably what get all the thumbs down will be coming on YouTube.
But no, that's great stuff. No, that event you put on is tremendous, and the kids really love you. Boy, the crowd roars, for heaven's sakes. The way I hear it.
Well,
I don't hear that much roaring.
hand out $5
I was
bills
there
to
when
the-
Kansas was there. I didn't hear that much roaring. In the old days when they bring out big games.
Blue Oyster Cult. Yeah.
That's right.
We found out, we did a story on the Hemmons this year. Ray Charles played there once.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
pretty
gosh.
neat.
I introduced several major groups in the early '90s when they still had big time stuff there.
New pitcher for St. Xavier
see- I don't
is
have
Max
50.
Smythe. Is that?
Do you see him? What number is he?
He's 63. I think that's
63.
Max Smythe.
Yes, you're correct. I thought he was 53.
Also a
Smythe
guy.
is from Tinley Park.
Also a guy that delivers out of the stretch.
Oh,
It's a
yeah,
nice
well.
Fastball for a
Is
strike on
it
the corner.
50-50 now, or is it, what is it, the stretch to wind up?
Hard to say. I feel like a lot of guys throw out of the stretch, or some of them throw out of kind of a hybrid, where they'll get the pivot foot square to the pitching rubber and sort of stand wide open as they take the sign and then go into their delivery. Again, the game changes, it evolves. Sometimes things, the split finger fastball was a big thing years ago,
yeah.
and that sort of has,
Suiter's Day, that was everything.
gone away.
Yeah, it was a modern day forkball.
And then all of a sudden, everybody was trying to cut the baseball, and everybody got to have a cut fastball, and then that goes away, and something else comes back, or you gotta sink it. I'm listening to sports radio the other day. A lot of analysts are calling the slider / curveball what we used to call a slurve, a sweeper,
Really?
as we have a ground out to shortstop.
A sweeper, huh?
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that used quite a bit actually. It's sort of that cross between curveball and slider, which again we called slurve, but that's become a sweeper.
The old sweeper. I like that. Adam Saransky batting now. He, again, one of the seniors that were showcased in between games on senior day. Nice breaking ball there.
Nice
For a big kid,
curveball.
that was a nice soft toss, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's been a lot of that. There's definitely more guile here at this level than there is at the high school level. These guys, oh, that one's hit right on the screws.
It is, but I think it's going to be taken down by the left fielder.
Yeah, kind of medium depth outfield there. He dropped the sunglasses down and then made the grab.
Well, he might be hitting into a little bit of breeze that keeps it in the ballpark.
Yeah, and again, it's hard for those guys to know because, as we said earlier, this field's surrounded in the outfield by trees, and then the field is behind a hill that we're sitting basically on top of. Down there on the field, you can't really tell what the wind conditions are because it's blocked from all these different sides.
Is that right? That's quite a
look at it. It makes it warmer down there when it's colder.
Wow.
And I'll tell you what, that turf, if you ever get on it in the middle of the summer, I'm sure you have at some point. Boy, you will melt. It is.
The Major League turf when we were young
draws that heat in.
You would just fry your feet if you stepped at Busch Stadium.
That's right. It get hot down there.
It was boiling.
For sure. A good fastball there, taken for a strike. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of the pitchers work the edges and even exaggerated edges, embellished edges, a lot of different changing speeds.
Yeah.
What pitchers do.
He's 6'4", 225, so he's like a
big boy.
Linebacker almost.
That's a big boy.
Come on, hit a ball.
Curveball off the edge, taken for a ball. We had a rain delay, Jeff. How long did it? I got here after. How long was the delay?
Probably not much more. It was conveniently between games. So it was probably extended the break maybe 25 minutes or so. It was just we got the whole game in without rain, and then we saw it almost develop like you had said early in the week. When it had showers, we better play early. Instead of 2 and 5:30, we'll go early. The rains came basically at more like 2. So it's hard to chart that weather, but you did well because it was supposed to be a serious weather day, and it turned out to be a darn pleasant day except for that.
It's a nice combination of pitches there, Jeff. A slow curveball for a strike and then went hard in. Now the count even. He's thrown 2 good pitches over the plate. He's got a nice fastball that seems to kind of come back again to that arm side, and he's got that nice curveball that he's switched speeds on here. See what happens.
There. Oh, a walk. Stayed inside on that slow breaking curve.
Yep. Yeah, the home plate umpire has been much more willing to give that outside corner as opposed to inside, and that curveball just kind of rolled and stayed high. But the Eagles have a runner on first. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Nice afternoon of baseball here in Elgin,
Illinois.
Illinois.
It is. Yeah, it is. Hoffer Field, Judson University.
Just down the road from here, historic Trout Park. We've seen a lot of good games there, haven't we?
Yeah. That's great high school games down there. There's a shot through the shortstop area into left field. I was on first and second now.
Yeah, good
Got around night on a slow pitch, waiting for it.
Yep, good sharp base hit through that shortstop area, as you said. But Trout Park just down the way.
Yeah, that's great.
See a lot of college summer league games over
Oh
there.
gosh, I wish we'd get there more often, but it's tough to do with your schedule. But the press box renovated years ago is tremendous. We have a pinch hitter, I think, and a courtesy runner. I do believe we'd be
Is
seeing
that press box 2 levels or 3 levels?
I thought it was just 2
Is it
levels.
2 levels? Yeah, it's got but the bottom level's kind of raised up.
We were in the earliest part of it. Yeah, it was delightful.
We used to do. We did a couple of radio games over there.
Yeah, we
with,
did.
The home high school, the Elgin high schools, the crosstown rivalry,
That's right.
Elgin Larkin.
WRMN, yeah, that was fun for Elgin, Illinois. Radio games are always fun to do, as you know. All sports is fun to do. And delighted to be here at Judson University on this now sunny afternoon again.
Yeah, nice breeze.
Yeah, everybody enjoying it.
And you were worried about being in this box.
Well,
we're in an old ticket booth, folks.
Yes, it is. Well, 2 people wanted
either
to
selling
get
tickets or corn dogs.
That's right. 2 people wanted a cola.
Of course, you took their money.
That's right. Just seemed like we could service folks here.
Wasn't enough room for us up in the normal press box.
Yeah, I know.
But they've got this littler, kind of smaller one next to it, and that's where we're stationed here.
We're fine because up there they're playing a lot of music real loud up there.
That's right.
This was very well thought out by yourself.
They don't want to hear anything we have to say.
No. Just a couple old men chatting. but Austin and company put us here is fine.
Yeah.
It's been delightful. There are a couple blind spots, but still without that.
And the sports, I think he's sports information director.
No,
was he director of athletics?
No,
not director of athletics. I know he's got a title. It's a good one.
Wait just a minute. I wrote it down on one of these sheets blowing in the wind. because it's very exacting, young man.
As you looked that up, we had a stolen
Oh,
base.
darn the luck.
So
I will find it before this day is over, I think.
Judson with an opportunity here to get a runner in, first and third.
First and third. So windy, I'm losing some of my sheets now, all of them.
I should know his title, and that's
No, it's very well written. You would not think of it. He is, gosh, it's not it either. He is like your sports athletic communicator.
Okay,
Something like that.
Got it. He gets to call. He gets to call a lot of games. That would be.
Oh,
that's
that's
a
nice.
great job. That would be fun to do.
That's perfect with that.
That
Perfect
pitch
with
taken
that.
for a ball, Jeff. Full count, runners at first and second, top of the seventh.
And the game's still going here. Getting windy again, isn't it?
It is. All right, he walked him, bases loaded, curveball off the outer edge. And now the base is loaded. I know it's an 8-run game at this point, but if you can get a couple more guys in, turn the tables here.
Yeah,
You never
the first
know.
game was that way. It got close. It was
That's what you said. There was
nine.
the grand slam
It
brought
was
it close.
9-2, and they got a grand slammer, and nobody out in the inning yet, and it was 9-6 before they wrapped things up. So you never can tell. Sometimes when you give up on a game, that's when you win.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's loosey-goosey with that, maybe. Here we go. Let's see where this goes. Right field. I think it's catchable. Right fielder has it. Yes. That's the out right there. So the rally ends, and it still remains St. Xavier 10 and Judson 2. We are playing a 9-inning game, you said.
We are, yep. Got the hitter out on the front foot a little bit, and he pops it up to right. That's the end of the half inning.
Just like that.
I believe there's only one more week of the season left for these guys,
No.
Jeff. And they, yeah, I think that's what Coach Acosta told me. He said about a week left, which gets them to, the latter part of April. And then I would assume some sort of, I don't know if there's a conference tournament or anything that they play in. I don't believe there was when I was here, but that was 100 years ago. The neat thing about Judson University is they do compete in NAIA athletics, but they also compete in NCCAA, the National Christian College Athletic Association, and there is at least there was a tournament for that. So if you don't get to the NAIA tournament, and I would assume you probably have to win the conference to do that, or however the region kind of shakes out. But if you don't get to that, I think they do compete in the National Christian College Athletic Association postseason. So
Looks like Jason Clem will come out of the bullpen. He's a former DeKalb Barb, and he's a 6-footer and a junior. I've seen his name a lot, so he's pitched some innings this year.
kind of a 3/4 delivery here, Jeff. A guy that's going to live on, again, movement, sink, and maybe, as they're calling that, sweeper now, working with, curveball, slider, sort of the hybrid between the two. And having not seen these guys before, we're only sort of assuming what their repertoires are. And again, a lot of these pitchers sort of, they kind of become universal molds of each other. But you can see he's slinging it up there.
Yeah, he is. Sidearm deluxe with that sling. We're supposed to come down to second. Here we go. Watch this swing. Wow. He flings, if not slings.
Like he was kind of working the crick out of the elbow there with that last
Right.
one.
It was. He had movement in. We'll see. Watch him closely. He's done some, as we said, active pitching-wise this year.
And some of these, pitchers, we were talking about Rich Hill at the big league level, who sort of reinvented what works. You may be a guy that's mostly an overhand pitcher, in high school, and then you find out, what? I can get the ball to move a little bit more, and when I sort of drop down, and, you become kind of a different version of yourself, and, that might be the case with I don't think anybody starts out throwing sort of that 3/4 sidearm. I think that's something you figure out on your own.
Yeah. Period of time and experimenting a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And it just could be a matter of, competing. I can compete better when I do this.
He works from the stretch. There, it's really, he almost lowers the arm to fling it upward almost.
Oh, he's
like a,
giving the umpire a look there, saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
I've been sitting in the dugout here for 7 innings. You've been giving that corner all day, and all of a sudden I get out here, and
I
now
don't
you
get it.
and now this."
I'll give you a glare.
That's right.
Call me Clem.
Fouled straight back. Even count now, 2-2, I believe. Yep. And an opportunity now to, nobody on base, throw that strikeout pitch. Looks like he's going to go with maybe a changeup or a slider here.
Ooh,
Yeah, a little bit
nice
of a,
breaking ball, late break.
kind of a frisbee
Yeah, that's right.
curveball, but
Back in college, frisbee toss.
strikes him out. You said this guy, this kid went to DeKalb High School.
Yeah, he's
Does
a
it
barb.
say, what year is he?
I
over
don't
here?
have the year. He's in school. Let me see what young man is. He is a junior, so
Okay.
you guys played against him probably.
We played DeKalb earlier in the year. Their coach over there now is Josh Latimer, who was a draft by the Chicago Cubs way back, late 90s. Went to Kishwaukee, I think went to Nebraska, and then maybe came back to NIU. So it's neat to see these coaches that you run into that have
That's
had
great.
these,
Long
a
careers.
cup of coffee at a certain level.
I like it. Yeah, that's got to be fun.
Have you ever got a chance to go see any Cape Cod League games? I don't know in your travels if you ever made it out there. Me either.
Far East, no. It was
I'm
always
told that is
that
like
is a league, isn't
an
it?
experience that is like next
Yeah.
to
good
nothing
crowds.
else. Yeah.
They love it in New England.
Yes, great crowds, packed every night. You've got the host families that put all those players up.
Yeah.
One of our guys that we were talking about him earlier, Ryan Weiss, played out there and had just a great summer. And that's what put him on the map. He had a fantastic summer.
Yeah.
Was an all-star in the
Scouts
Cape
see him
Cod
up
League.
there, yeah.
He's scouts and agents and
Yeah.
everybody's walking around there.
That's great. No, that's great.
Now the league that used to be around here, the CICL, right?
Yeah,
Is that, I think it still exists.
Not
sure.
I'm not sure either. Yeah, it had a lot of downstate teams, a lot of teams from our area, the Central Illinois Basic League it was. No, it played.
Quincy Gems, was that a team?
It played well. Quincy Gems was a minor league team, but I think the
that's right,
Quincy,
okay.
Quincy Gems is where Suter learns to throw the pitch from the late
Wow.
Freddie Martin.
That's
in
fantastic.
that season of '73, I think it was, or whatever. But he's maybe later than that. But the Quincy Rivermen, I think, might have been what that league was. But that produced a lot of future major leaguers. Yeah.
Boy, he wanted that fastball on the outside. He's been giving it low in a way. That might have been a little bit high, I guess. And for an official,
Yeah.
you're all just whatever you're gonna do today, be consistent with it. And I think our home plate umpire has been pretty good from what I could see.
Yeah.
And
But he wanted that. He said he arms around the knees and looking down.
right. I've always said the best officials are the ones you don't notice, right?
Yeah,
Because
so-
if you notice them, that
absolutely
means
true.
you
Yeah.
had some beef with them.
That's right.
We got some good ones this year, and it's not an easy job. You've got it. You put up with a lot, and again, if you make a bad call, all of a sudden it's out there for the world to see on social media, right?
Base hit
Oh, he got
through
the
the hole
ground ball
there.
he needed.
First and second with one out. Got around. Man was almost expecting that pitch and really went with it and pulled it.
Yeah, middle infield is playing double play depth, Jeff, so they're going to play closer to the bag, and sharply hit through the left side. It's got runners on first and second with one out.
Attention please, ladies and gentlemen. Running for St. Xavier at first base, number 33, Daniel Barrows.
Daniel Barros is the courtesy runner. He's getting some action out there, number 33.
Yep.
We've seen him run a little bit. So first and second, one out. Big lead for St. Xavier, you see right there. 10-2 the count. Clem the delivery. He can fling it, can he? This should remain in the air long enough. Perhaps nobody's going anywhere, so an easy second out there, Ben.
Yeah, sort of a shallow to medium right center there. Everybody tagged up, but just not enough space between base and outfield and to take that extra base. And why would you with an 8-run lead? You got two guys on. Let's give the next guy a chance to try
Yeah.
to knock in some runs.
Yeah, give him a shot here. This is Wolf getting a chance in there. 2 on, 2 out. Does he change his delivery occasionally, it seems like, for certain pitches?
He may drop down a little bit lower with some of the stuff he throws, but it looks like generally it's sort of that low 3/4, I guess you'd call it.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good pitch, good pitch.
That's the other. Baseball's got its own set of vocabulary, Jeff. When I was doing some scouting work, you'd have to come up with, creative or different ways to describe players. Sometimes you see a guy who's maybe, I don't know. I don't know even the right way to say it. When you scout, you may say, well, that guy's got softer edges, where he's not, maybe a little bit on the
I like
on the heftier side. You'd write
Did you
things
sign
like
that
that.
player who had softer edges?
I did not. No, I did not have the capability to sign anybody. I was working as an associate scout with the Baltimore Orioles under an area scout, and that whole the hierarchy and how that all works is an interesting thing. But
Yeah.
Right here,
worked
kid.
for a longtime scout named Bob Simkowski, who actually I was going to try to get out here to be your partner, who scouted for years with the Phillies and the Reds, and ultimately with the Orioles, where I got hooked up with him. And that was a neat experience. There's a lot to learn. It's a whole different side of the game. And now, the days of, maybe when you or I would run into scouts, it always seemed like they were these older, wiser guys.
Clipstein's got
It's a young man's game. Yeah, these guys are all mid 20s to mid 30s. Yeah, it's analytics. It's a lot of travel. It's video.
Yeah.
And that whole part of the game has changed.
Yeah, you don't have the old Chicago Cub right-hander coming up and looking.
You don't have Clint Eastwood with the bad eyes, that's bringing his daughter along to see the curveball. But yeah, that whole
concept. Yeah,
that was
neat. Modern. It's modern.
Yeah, glad that I got a chance to do that.
Yeah, it was nice. You did that for many years, didn't you?
I did. Yeah, with Baltimore, I think for 4 or 5 years. Oh, another hit batsman.
That's going to load up the bases.
Yep.
Loads them up on the hit batsman.
One of the neat things about that was it took a vacation to Washington, D.C., and of course Baltimore's not that far. I had asked for tickets, and I got to the gate, and they said, "Do you have your employee ID?" And I said, "Why, yes, I do." And it was they give you a card that basically says that you kind of work with a area scout. And I got to show that, and lo and behold, here come the 2 tickets, one for me and my wife.
That's
and
great.
It was the first time I ever got a foul ball.
Oh, congratulations.
Vladimir Guerrero, no less.
Oh, boy.
Straight back, over the backstop, hit like a step, and I swear to you, I just stuck my right hand out, and it jumped right into my right hand. And, you're a celebrity for, 5 seconds,
Yeah.
and then I became a bigger celebrity when I gave the ball to a kid.
Oh.
So that's
probably at ESPN that night with that gesture.
Yeah, I got more of a round of applause than my sort of blind backhanded catch than I did when I gave it to the little young man that was across the aisle from me. It was an interesting game. Baltimore was playing Toronto. Brett Lowry was a player for Toronto.
Yeah.
Of course, his sister Danielle Lowry, I had seen the week before because we were working a Chicago Bandits game, and she looked at me like she recognized me for a second, and
really
probably I didn't say anything to her, but she was a great talent too. Both them, the Lowry kids were great. I always thought Brett was going to be a really good MLB player, third baseman, but things just didn't quite work out between injury and everything else.
Sometimes. Yeah.
So bases loaded here at Judson. Jeff, there's a ground ball up the middle. Play for 2.
And got the out right there in second.
Yep.
So that completes 7 full, and it's going to be St. Xavier 10 and Judson University 2.
Well, both of these teams have had some opportunities to score, Jeff, and pitching has got them out of it. It was kind of a weak ground ball up the middle, and gets the force out there at second. As we are conversational and talking baseball stories here.
It's
fun to do.
We might annoy some, but what the heck, your stories are wonderful with that, and you take us all around the globe and drop some names.
You ever catch a foul ball at a big league game?
I did not. I was with a group, and
so you're telling me you've lived these 50 years of yours,
yeah,
and you've never caught a foul ball?
21 opening days? No, but I was with somebody well known in town, and Bo Jackson hit one close to us. He got out of his seat and just took it like that. Yeah,
got it.
No, we did. I should correct the catcher for the Angels as a bullpen catcher. I think for the White Sox from the late '80s into the '90s. In batting practice, we did occasionally succeed in batting practice. No game action foul balls.
Yeah, I
remember the old days. You could go to batting practice, get there early, and enjoy it.
It took me forever to get that one in Baltimore, and then, boy, like 5 or 6 years later, I got one at Wrigley Field.
Did you?
Sitting on the third base side next to my daughter, who I think was 5 or 6 at the time. The ball came straight up and had that weird spin on it, when the catchers have to turn their back to get that spin, and that thing just kept coming, and I caught it right before it came to my daughter's lap, and I gave that one to her.
Wonderful. It's a moment, isn't it? It's a moment.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
There were different stories. When you got into the ballpark early, like 90 minutes early, a lot of things could happen when you're
younger. That's all you want. I remember going to see the Cubs play the Montreal Expos in 1989 and asking one of the Expos relievers, "Hey, can I have a ball?"
Yeah.
And he yelled up to me, "If we give you the ball, what will we use?" All right,
wow.
Thank you, sir. Understood.
There's a lesson to be learned.
No baseball for you.
At the major league level.
Yeah, the '89 Cubs. Remember them? Joe Girardi,
Dwight
who's
Smith
now an analyst on Marquee, was with them, and Jerome Walton, Dwight Smith, Andre Dawson, Ryan Sandberg, Vance Law. That's my childhood right there.
Yeah, that was a good.
I'm sure. What was your big team when you were probably 10, 11, 12?
When I was 12, again in my early childhood, everybody's forgotten this now, but the White Sox were consistent winners and the Cubs were not.
Right.
And the Cubs didn't draw as well as they did today. And the Sox were outdrawn by 1 million fans some years. But they had teams. the 60. When I was 12, they lost to the Yankees by 1 game. One game we missed, and Brickhouse said that certainly takes the air out of the balloon. so
Well said.
when I was young, we came awfully close. They were awfully good, and then of course they were awful. When I was in high school, they were terrible. They were that 56-106 team. That was the worst team I've ever
Not
seen.
good.
The Mets look better. So those are the stories.
New pitcher here for the Cougars, Jeff. It's 43, Ryan Martin, and they have a large roster.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I mean, I'll see if I can get a number here for you, but it's impressive.
Well, I got numbers up to 80, so it must probably at least 60 folks are involved, because we
You're
pretty
right.
much count everything
You're
down.
right. The way they have it on our roster that we have here, they're columns of 15. There's 4 columns. They got a 60-man roster.
Wow.
I would assume that there's probably some sort of a
I don't know. but
JV maybe?
Meal
or
money on the road
program?
must be tough.
I would say, yeah, my goodness. No scholarships this year, boys. We got to eat.
That's right. We got to eat. We're already eating through 2 years from now.
Wow, that was a nice fastball there by Martin. This will be
he
more of a
looks good.
power arm here, Jeff.
Yeah. Let's see. We'll tell you more about him. I always like to see the Cubs teams make an appearance like that. Ryan Martin's out of Whitestone, New York. He went to Iona, the Jeff
Okay.
Ruhlin College,
Yeah, wow.
basketball-wise, and it's St. Francis Prep. So he probably is a New Yorker.
Another hard fastball just low, but yeah, it's funny with you again with COVID and everything that happened with that. You know, it sort of shuffled the deck on a lot of where these guys were go and
throws hard.
pick up, and when you've got that 6th-year senior or whatever ahead of you, I'm getting out of here. I'll maybe take off and go where I can
There were
play.
some incredible long college careers with COVID. Yeah.
There's that hard fastball
He's-
again.
he's-
You're probably a Louis Aparicio, Nelly Fox guy.
Yeah,
You're-
well, Aparicio is, of course, great from them. He's Rookie of the Year in '56, and they traded him away, then got him back. Yeah, he was fine. I'm on Earth when they're playing, if you will. Fox was pretty much done by my boyhood time.
Okay.
They would move in away, and
Billy
and
Pierce, though, right?
Billy Pierce, he was traded to the Giants in '62 and helped the Giants win the World Series. He was irritated at Lopez for trading him and not using him in the '59 World Series much. But Billy, of course, lived in Evergreen Park and was a great White Sox. He was actually the color man in the booth in 1970 for the White Sox
Okay.
with Jack Drees. So, yeah, Billy Pierce, great. And in our area, Evergreen Park all the way, as we mentioned. Ground ball on the first it is.
Yep, 2-hop ground ball to second base, easy play for 3.
Top of the 8 we are. Pitcher looking good, like you say. He's
Yeah, it's I said, more of a power arm.
Yeah.
It seems like everybody
Yeah.
else that we've seen is again kind of location, movement, changing speeds.
Yeah, he's going to rear back and fire a little bit. Like that. Even the breaking ball is pretty hard. 10-2 it is. We're top of the 8th. This is a 9-inning game. We're informed, or you officially knew, but we were confirmed by Austin.
Umpire stepped out there. We had some runaway walk-up music.
Oh, yeah.
The umpire said,
It's not the
"Time
Sullivan
out,
Show.
boys."
It's
Yeah,
right off.
that's right.
There we go.
That's a nice little curveball there. He flips over the outside corner.
That's total control of the game when you get cut down.
That's right.
Run away, the walk-up
It's been a
music.
good pace though today, hasn't it? I
Yeah.
mean, we're in the top of the 8th. It doesn't
Yeah,
feel like it.
We've had a chance to chat so much. We're enjoying it like it's a social outing. We're about ready to put a couple stakes on there.
That's right. You'll light up the Kingsford.
That's right. So
That's
we're-
a nice line drive base hit there to
Jacob Walls.
left field
Yeah,
for Judson.
for Judson.
30 and 30.
Jacob Walls is
both.
going to vote here.
Okay.
Was that 30 that got that hit?
It was.
That's
yes.
Alex Spang, catcher, DH man.
Okay.
Spang. He's a regular catcher. If he's not
Hey.
catching, he's.
Shane Bonner now running at first base. A South Elgin grad. He played for us.
Is that right? What number is he
Yeah,
out there?
nice kid. Let's see if we will get a shot closer of him, but the name is Shane Bonner,
How nice.
who is a junior here at Judson University.
Did he have a good run with you guys?
A kind of a utility guy. He could catch a little bit, play a little bit of infield.
That's nice.
Has
Got big lead.
a couple of sisters that have come through our Video Academy program.
Oh,
in fact, one that's still with us. That's
That's
is
nice.
a junior in our program.
Again, your program there is incredible.
Their mom is a new
How'd you
teacher
guys,
at our school.
some of the students went out to California. How did they do?
They did. They went to a big competition out there in Long Beach, California, and we didn't. Jeff, there's 3,000 high school kids that are there. You're competing with all kinds of the best of the best. We didn't win anything, but you know, when you go there and you kind of see what else is out there, I think we learned a lot. So
good.
I didn't make the trip. Tom Bozikas, the other teacher, did, as well as our associate principal and our other teacher, Brian Ehrlich. They all went out there. And I think our students learned a lot about, you know, being able to perform, you know, under time pressure. Because you find out you get your prompt, and then you only have a few hours to come back with it, and it's almost like kind of creating breaking news, you know, coming up with stories for that. And there's tons of, I think there's 18 different categories. Is that a nice fastball there, swung on right through, and that ends the half inning, Jeff.
Just like that. Go to the bottom of the 8th, 10-2 count. St. Xavier still on top here at Hoffer Field, Judson University in Elgin, Illinois.
But yeah, the kids went out there. Some of the same kids that are producing the game here today were out there, and
did Owen Stout go out? Owen Stout?
Yeah, Owen went out there, and Justin and Lucian, who's in the truck. Trying to think of who else is out here with us.
It's got to be a great experience, no matter what happens.
I think so. It's again, time management, competition. It's demonstrating what you know. It's trying to be creative with what you know and be a little bit different than everybody else. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. We're competing locally. In fact, I don't think I've told you this yet. Part of our sports team has been nominated for a National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, the same organization that gives Emmys out for a live sports award. We are one of 3 nominees in the Chicago Midwest market for that, and that's based on our basketball work.
Wow.
So we submitted a game. It's got to be entirely produced by the students. It's got to be announced by the students. So Nick Martinez, who's learned so much from you and Coach Hinkle, was the play-by-play voice in it. So was one of the Lewin boys, who's brand new to us this year as a sophomore, doing some color analyst work. But some of the kids that are here today are part of that, and we'll find out on April 28th if we win that. And that is the equivalent of an Emmy Award.
That's great.
It's called the Crystal Pillar Award. So that is your student Emmy. So if we could win that, that would be
tremendous.
That would be huge. Yeah, we have had a student win that award already, and I'll give you 3 guesses. The first 2 don't count.
It must be the most famous man that you produced. We don't even. No, it's not.
It's not. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
It's Daryl Barnes Jr.
Oh, of course.
Who's down at the University of Miami.
If it wasn't done by Mario, it's Daryl Barnes.
Mario might be watching us on the
Mario.
on the plane. He's on his way to Sacramento, Jeff, to do some NBA basketball.
Oh God, we're past some of the play-ins. He's going to get some action there. Daryl Barnes, what did he win that? What did he came up with?
He won.
He is incredible talent as well.
He won for demo reel, which is kind of an all-around. They look at what you do in front of the camera, behind the camera.
Yeah, he was good for that.
And he won that Crystal Pillar in 2020.
Did he?
I think it went under the radar a lot because of COVID. Not a lot of people knew about it, and he ended up winning. Hey, we've got a new pitcher in here for Judson, a lefty this time, as that first delivery is a strike, Jeff.
I think that's Jake Bianco. Let me check these numbers now. I think that's 39, I think, out there. Sugar Grove lefty pitcher. Canelan High School he went to. I think that's Jake.
All right, Canelan down there in Maple Park.
You can see it's 39. Bananas.
At a ground ball, the shortstop thrown wide of the bag. I don't know if that's going to go as a hit or an error, maybe an error on the throw. Not certain of that. But at any rate, the first Cougar gets on base there.
Isn't Nick Martinez going to Syracuse?
So Nick Martinez got a partial scholarship from Syracuse to go to that competition in Long Beach.
Oh,
so I believe you apply for it. You send in, whatever your resume, your video resume, and they Syracuse liked what they saw, and they sponsored part of his trip to the competition.
That's produced some great names.
It's not a cheap trip. I mean, it's upwards of you can get close to $2,000 with airfare. The kids do some fundraising, and the program itself can kick in some money, and I think they got it down to right around $1,400 or $1,500.
Oh, that's great.
It's still.
He enjoyed it, didn't he?
Yeah, oh yeah. It's a great trip. It's a great trip. So he competed in live sports editing, I think, was his category, which makes sense because that's what he does with us.
Yeah.
It's a nice shot of the Hoffer Field scoreboard there.
Yeah. It is indeed right there. In the sunlight right now.
Pitch taken
The sunlight's
inside
wiped
part
out my
first
view
strike.
of our screen.
It has. It's hard to see the numbers on the scoreboard on our screen here, but I can still make them out a little bit with my older failing eyes.
Your eagle eyes here in the land of
Well,
eagles. Yeah.
I don't know what went first for you, but it seems like the little print is getting a little bit harder
Yeah, you're tougher.
to
And you're
read
young,
without
for
good
heaven's
light.
sakes. Yeah. I can still read
So
without.
what does that mean? Does that that means I'm on a worse trend?
No, it means you'll figure a way to go around
Got
it.
it. Got it.
Because I can still read without glasses. I just can't see distance. But it does get tough for the tiny box scores or something like that.
Slow left-handed
And,
curveball.
and also you're looking at your phone or your computer all the time. Doesn't do any service to the eyes as far as reading.
Right. Between all the years you've worn headsets and now having to look at screens,
Yeah,
it's a miracle you can
I
see.
went blind earlier today. That's why I haven't called anything correct.
Another foul ball off to the right side there, Jeff. That gets up to almost the commons area where the students eat and their campus post office boxes are. I don't know how much they actually use the real mail here anymore, but that was a thing when I was here. You
God, it was
check
heavy.
that CPO. What do you got in your mailbox?
Not as much mail today.
No, not at all.
And using a dollar bill is like 14% of the nation at best. I still write checks. I'm old.
Oh no.
Here we go.
I'm always behind those people at the store.
No, I never write one at Jewel.
Nice catch out there.
I'll use a credit card if I go to the store because I know you don't want to do that. I'll be modern for that.
That was a nice running catch out there in center field. The ball was well struck. Again,
It
it's
was.
hard to say what the wind's doing. Now, as I'm looking at the backstop net, it looks like it's blowing out towards right center.
Yeah.
So it's a mystery out there with the wind here today.
I carried well, no question about it. With the one out there, nice catch it was. Here comes the delivery. Well, over the second. We got double play here.
Got him.
Hey, it's
Yes.
a double play.
Got it.
Exciting action that was there, to say the least. Nice work. So that would end the eighth, would it not? For St. Xavier.
I think we're heading
into the what would be the
bottom
final.
part of the eighth. Yep.
Okay.
Bottom of the eighth. Because they
That's
did.
right, bottom.
Yeah, they didn't swap the home or away, which I do. Boy, I feel like we used to do that in maybe it was in junior college. I can't remember. But no, Judson is the home team here all afternoon. And it's been a longer day because of the rain delays. You said about 25 minutes. When I finally got here from my games, I saw the players stretching again. I assumed that the rain.
They went in. And
we didn't get. We're further south of here. We didn't get much of anything.
We were
Must have
told
caught
to
the
get to
edge
your
of it.
cars. We were safe in our
Oh,
booth.
they-
Well, there was lightning in the area, so get to your. The crowd had to leave.
They got you out.
Go to their
okay.
cars, but we were safe in our. We sold a couple, ice cream.
Snow
treats,
cones,
so,
right?
yeah,
Right from the
during the
modified
delay.
ticket booth that we're in.
It is got the open windows you can open. Say, how can I help
Well,
you?
next week when it snows, this will probably be a nice place
That's
to
right.
be.
We'll move in here in the winter. It's very charming. Appreciate all the hospitality of Judson University. They have a very good, I think, let me look up. They have a very good PA man with Austin doing double duty today. He was not around for most of the public address for our games here. So Mr. Henry, I believe it was, did it.
Yeah, PA man. He's the same guy that does basketball games here.
Yeah.
So we run into him when
so
we
you
do,
know him,
when
yeah.
we do the senior day here. Yeah.
Andrew Gray, Andrew Gray.
Cool.
Yeah, he did well because he had a long storyline in between games because it was senior day.
How many seniors did they have down there? Did you get a good look at how many there were?
A pretty good amount, but it wasn't a lot. They were the popular ones. The center fielder was one. They had some of the key players we looked at on senior day. And I'm not sure I know the total number.
I think we got a new arm in for St. Xavier. We do. It's Tommy Doherty.
Hey,
I
got all his
See if you
albums.
get the vitals. He looks like another
what
pretty
number is he?
imposing guy. You're looking at number 18, Tommy Doherty.
Adam. Tommy Doherty is out of Alsip, Illinois, or Alsip, we might say. South Suburban, he went to Shepherd High School. Shepherd's more downstate, but he is a sophomore, 6'4", 205.
Yeah, it's another big boy.
Let's see if he throws hard.
Another guy that works out of the stretch.
Oh, we're ready for that one. High sky, fly to, looks like the center fielder will drift into right field and grab it, yeah. So we were swinging on him early, weren't we?
Go, line drive.
Yeah, you know, sometimes with the harder throwers, Jeff, it's more of a reaction than a calculated, you know, approach to the ball. Some guys would tell you, you know, I like hitting off the harder guys. I don't have to think. I just, wherever I feel like that ball's going, I throw my hands, the barrel goes along with it. I don't have to think. It's, you know, we've seen a lot of the pitchers earlier here today. Guys moving it around, speeding up, slowing down. Some of these harder throwers maybe throw more of a harder breaking pitch. Some of them may favor a slider.
We'll watch him closely here. He had a breaking ball there that was inside. See how he delivers this. That's 6-4. That's his fastball again.
Got nice quick arm action at the end of his delivery. So this looks like a fastball that might kind of creep up on you a little bit. The other thing that gets a little bit deceptive with fastballs is how much extension is the pitcher getting. You got a nice long frame here. Maybe he's releasing that ball at, you know,
quicker,
54 feet away from home plate.
Yeah, it's on you quicker. Yeah, that was the good,
Go now.
you know, good leg combination, if you will, take away some of the distance there for some of those great pitchers. This guy is tall, as you mentioned, 6'4". He can extend it and bring out the heat.
Yeah, nice whip, nice little arm action at the end of the delivery.
Go now. Battle.
He's even in the count now, 2-2.
Them eyes right.
Still got good fandom here. You can hear him every now and then cheering on their favorites.
The wristband that the catcher has there,
Yeah.
will be all the pitch calls, all the first and third situation calls. Curveballs off the plate. That's a pretty good top to bottom curveball.
It wasn't bad. Just a little outside.
It was always a big thing when I was doing the scouting. All right, you got him at 91, 92, but can he spin it? You'd hear that a lot. Can he spin it? And of course, that's a direct reference. There's a good fastballs by him, but that's a direct reference to how much is he? How's the breaking ball, right?
Yeah, because in the modern day, everyone can throw 91.
Oh, yeah, plus, that
99 is where you have to be now.
that used to be the big number. You
Yeah,
know,
you
you're
hit
going
90s,
to,
it was it.
yeah, if you're going to see a guy, 90 would put you on the map.
Yeah.
But now, you know, with
You got high 90s or occasionally hitting 100.
right workout programs that guys are doing and throwing programs that they're on, you know, it seems like a lot more guys are getting it up in the high 80s and hitting that magic number 90, which doesn't make it so special anymore.
Yeah.
And you could, you know, maybe back in, you know, years ago, you might have a big league player that could compete 86 to 88.
Oh, yeah.
And there's just a couple of those
Yeah,
guys around,
yeah.
but when you can
Crappy
bring a
folks.
reliever, and that's throwing 102, you know,
Yeah.
and getting up there, where will we be in another 25 years? Is
Yeah.
there a limitation? It's almost like the pumpkin. You know, you can
That's
grow a
right.
1,500-pound pumpkin. Can
I've
it be
seen 'em.
2,000 pounds? Well, can a guy throw 110? Who knows?
That's so true. Come to see we're near our way almost.
Yeah, foul ball off to the right-hand side there. Guy there laying in the shade, just trying to relax. Had to dodge that foul
He said,
ball.
"Oh, get out of the way, honey." He is throwing hard out there, the big kid. See if he's got the fastball here.
Allsip, Illinois, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's south, right?
Yeah.
Ish?
It's not too far from Chicago.
I get east of 59.
Yeah.
As a rule, I don't go any farther
Yeah,
east
I
than
like
Route
your
59.
spirit. It would be a little bit, almost in the shadow of Chicago to certain degrees, but south, yeah.
Swing and a miss right through a good fastball there. And you said a junior college guy, right?
He, for him,
South Suburban?
yeah. So he's gone through the whole thing well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's done well with it. What was his number again?
Doherty's 18.
Oh, that's right, 18. He was a young
Tommy
number.
Doherty.
Tommy Doherty in the orchestra. They are here.
Finishes the
Tommy
half.
Dorsey would fit for some of the folks.
Finishes the half inning with a nice strikeout on another fastball. So
Yeah, South Suburban. And Shepherd. I thought Shepherd was more downstate. I don't know where Shepherd is. Might be in Chicago off school.
Okay.
I'm not knowing where it is. So that ends the 8th frame, does it not?
Yep, we've got one more inning of play here. Judson's got a lot of work to do to get back into this one. It's been a healthy lead for St. Xavier. Jeff, they scored early and often. Things have quieted down a little bit now. Judson's had some opportunities, but unable to cash in on those.
And the
But it's
first
been
game
all
was that
St.
way,
X.
man. The first game was 5 runs in the first frame
Okay.
for our Judson, and they kind of salted the game away, and they got close at the end. So we might have an explosive 9th here if you're a St. Xavier fan.
Looking across the outfield fence, Jeff, there's a way out there in left center next to 370. You see kind of a faded jersey there. That was for a long time professor here at,
really?
well, big supporter of athletics and especially baseball. That was Dr. Stuart Ryder, 3 degrees from Yale.
Wow.
Yeah, he bachelor's, master's, and I think a doctorate of divinity, and was a early teacher here at Judson when it was Judson College. Came here and he had probably a 35 year plus run here and donated a lot of money and a lot of resources to the university. Passed away, I think, about a year ago. But he was very much involved when I was here and took a lot of classes. A lot of his classes. Doc Ryder.
Is that right? That's a great story.
Very much old school. Well, you're dealing with a guy that's got 3 degrees from Yale. You're not gonna sneak much past him.
Yeah.
So it looks like a new pitcher for Judson, Jeff.
Alex Taylor, a little pint-sized thrower in the Buzz Capra time frame, 5'7", 160.
Okay.
He's out of Orland Park, Kansas.
Wow.
And Blue Valley North High School, Orland Park, Kansas. We've come a long way.
Yeah.
Folks,
How many different out-of-state
States?
players are? Yeah. Can you give us a quick look on that? How many different out-of-staters do we have here in this? It's not it's a 4-year university. It's not an uncommon thing.
one man from Panama,
Okay.
and everybody else is on this page is Renton, Washington. For that guy, you didn't see him, but he came in and walked 3 men in a row. He is a senior. He's out of Washington, state of. Everybody else on this page, Wisconsin, of course. We have all those were the rest of Illinois.
First delivery is a strike. Good fastball.
And let's see what other numbers we have coming our way. So that's one of those little guys who can throw hard that you talked about.
Nice swing and fouled straight back. Yeah, it's a different look. But again, on a nice mound. Like I said, always comfortable for me throwing here. Always felt like I was really bearing down on the hitter, so probably the same for him.
Right? Do you have any video of you? Much video of you here at the college level? Or film in your day, I guess.
There was some video, but it just I couldn't tell you where it is.
All right.
I could not tell you where it is.
That sounds like my career. I'm on the wrong
Where
format.
was it?
Yeah.
Hey, a nice stab there by third baseman.
Oh, and a scoop. No. It got away.
Oh,
It rolled
did it
out
got
of the
it?
glove. Yeah.
Just
Just
out
pick
of
it
our
up.
sight.
Roll out of the first baseman's glove.
That was a nice stab there at third base.
Almost a scoop on when it would be short bounce, but didn't hold on
Couldn't
to
quite
it.
handle the short hop over there, right? Well, St. X gets the leadoff man on.
And more of your team members, Canada for one, looks like, and I have a Wisconsin. We have lots of Wisconsin participation.
Okay. That's pretty much Canada.
Yeah, it's well said.
So Panama, we international with Panama. We're international with Canada. Great. Okay.
That's what I see. Unless I'm reading that wrong, it looks like to be a Canada reference. We're probably looks like it's supposed to be Ontario, Markham, Ontario, and we have the Illinois sectors reporting in nicely. But like you say, they in the modern day, you can almost scout anybody or look at anybody, can't you?
Right, yeah, with video and just the way social media is, I guarantee all these players have Twitter accounts, and a lot of high school guys too. As a nice slow 2-seam fastball comes over the outside corner, Jeff. Again, we've got a guy who's moving the ball around a little bit, changing speeds. But yeah, all high school players, they've all got social media accounts. You know, you put up clips of your games, and it's we live in that 5-second world, right? We get that 5-second video clip, and we feel like we've, it's just like reading the headline in a newspaper. You feel like if you read the headline, you've read the entire article.
Story's done. Yeah.
I see a 5-second video clip. Clearly, I've seen the 3-hour game.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's how we are.
Well said, Ben. Here's the pitch. Inside it is there. And a walk. He's throwing hard. So we got 2 men on now, first and second.
Imagine if we still had your TV show, Jeff's Place, in the world of social media.
We have
You're
fun.
doing fantastic. You got stuff on Facebook all the time. You've got a nice that's great. All extra from what you do on top of the news magazine show that you guys produce. Was it once a month or once every month and a half that you guys do the
we
news
do
show
it
in town?
once a month for about a 60-month run. Yeah. Yeah, it was fun to do. There's always talk through a person I work with that will not recreate Jeff's Place, but we will have a modern show like that.
It was a variety show. It was a neat local
You could have
talent.
anybody in Elgin with talent. We could go anywhere we wanted with it. It was fun.
That would be fun.
And you were in the early days, you were like involved with the set, involved with
And blamed for all the bad jokes.
Yeah, you were the joke writer. You're the head writer. You and my buddy and Sally combined.
I like this. And that two-seam fastball set him up for a strike on the outside corner, and now just flip that curveball up there.
Yeah, it looks good.
So,
grab ball, now roll
all
it
right,
up.
as a pitching coach now, I see this 0-2 count. I'm giving my signs here. Hopefully this is nowhere near the plate, right?
Yeah.
We're going to try to work away from the plate or maybe down in the dirt or, in this case, on the turf. Let's see what happens.
Ooh, nice breaking ball.
Yeah, got it. Went for that low, curveball, tried to bury it in the dirt.
That hat trick you talked about, right at the eyes. He
That's
almost
right.
is an
Yeah.
example of that.
And again, another part of the style. A lot of guys like the flat bill hats, which is different than, in our day, you try to get
they would
that
dip down,
curve. But a
Yeah.
lot of guys like the flat bills. And that's, again, even the wardrobe changes over time.
Yeah, wouldn't you know it? Fouls it off.
Yeah, that was
Throw
sort
it
of a kind of a desperation swing there. Didn't rotate off the backside at all, just kind of threw the hands at it, and I guess you'd say he checked his swing or he fouled it off. I don't know that you can purposely foul off a pitch, but you'd like to think you could.
Yeah, at that last second, I got something, got a piece, as he used to say.
A little bit of an open stance.
Oh, the curveball. Gripped that too tightly, perhaps, on that one.
Yeah, so our count now, 1-2 it looks like. You may have got this guy set up now to elevate up and in. That was a curveball. You got the guy, kind of stepping towards home plate, looking down. And again, moving the eyeballs. Let's see where we go. If he goes back outside again, he might be looking in that spot.
Ooh. Now get away from him. What was he trying
I think
to do?
so. I think it was a curveball that just kind of spun away from him.
Hey, come on now.
Sometimes when guys throw curveballs,
Ground
they'll
ball
get
right
that
here.
ball set in the glove, their hands on top of it. They take the ball out, and they've got to do all that rotation up at the top.
Yeah.
You lose that spin. So a quick fix for that. Sometimes we have guys that you'll
yeah.
preset that grip in the glove if you can hide it well enough.
Should be his fastball. Oh,
Heads up,
Well,
heads
it's
up.
yeah. Ooh,
Chop foul.
laced foul, if you will.
Here's the pad between Maddie and
Yeah, a lot of different things go on in this game. That's for sure.
No, it's always changing, and you live through it every day.
Everything that's going on outside of the game, too. You've got players, you can see them in the background there, Jeff. Yeah, there it is. He got that
Great
to come back.
change up there.
Yeah, that was, again, that arm side movement comes back over the outside corner. But you look up in the bleachers here, you got two Judson University players charting pitches. You got a guy that's got pocket radar right here on our gentleman in the right that's kind of looking off to his left. He's got radar. The guy over here is keeping track of probably the type of pitches that are thrown. Are they balls? Are they strikes? Is it a first pitch strike? There's so many different things that are going on. And, you put all this stuff into stat programs. There's another good fastball. He snuck by him. You put all this stuff into a stat program, and then you've got a whole other realm of data to look at. Okay, how well do we pitch with runners in scoring position? How well do we hit with runners in scoring position? There's just so many different things that you can chart. And Major League Baseball is, oh my God, you spin rate for crying out loud. They know how much the ball spins.
That became the topic for him.
It sure did.
That's a nice breaking ball. Well, he's hit well. Hit very well. To the wall. That'll clear the bases, give him. Is there a play at home?
Yep, we got it coming home. Oh, catcher was out in front of home plate, Jeff. Wasn't going to get back to make the tag, but that one was well hit all the way to the wall out there to 390.
That's
And as
a
you
wallop in any league.
slow curveball again.
Yeah.
There's a couple different things that hitters, look at, and everybody's kind of got their own style. But one of the things that some guys will look at is the hand and wrist position as it comes toward you. With a fat wrist, you're going to see a fastball. If there's anything different with a skinny wrist, or maybe you see more of the guy's hand, there's a little bit of off speed coming. As that pitch there goes for a strike, but there's so many different. I've heard major league guys talk about. Well, I would look at the logo on the pitcher's hat, and then look just over into that box where his arm would come through. So many different ways to figure out what you do. And you were with Buzz earlier in the day. I remember told me one of the players, it might have been Tommy Agee, who said, "See it in stride and let it glide," was his style.
Yeah.
And for some guys, it's just that simple.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all it is. That's all I have to do. I remember one time I was in such a bad hitting slump here, believe it or not, that I actually wrote down what I had to do when I was going good. I don't know what made me do it. It was during class. Of course engaged in whatever the professor was talking about.
That's right.
but I put down into words. I sort of broke my swing down into words and wrote it down, and for whatever reason, that kind of got me back to thinking about what I was supposed to do and got out of the slump.
Yeah,
So
good job.
for all you young baseball players out there,
Yeah.
turn your swing into a story problem.
In class. No problem.
That's right. Things quiet down here.
It is.
Popped him up.
This should be, this could be trouble for the shortstop. No. Stayed up there long enough. He got there back nicely.
Yeah, those plays at shortstop can become trouble if you drift, and then look up and try to make the play. Judson shortstop there got back quickly and then went into a nice back pedal and was able to catch it. Those tweeners, those in between, those can be tough, especially on a field this big. I mean, you've got some big time
huge.
ground to cover out there.
It's by college stance. It's huge.
It is.
No question
It's
about
large.
it.
390 to right center.
That's a poke in any league.
And it might jut out a little bit further in dead center. It'd be interesting to maybe get a laser measurement or something and see exactly how big this field is.
They hit that one up the street.
Yeah, foul ball straight back,
Yeah,
went
up
the
street
hill
a little bit. Yeah.
went to
Going to enroll in class.
campus security.
See,
Got
where
that one.
that's safe. Yeah, campus security is picking it up. They're always on duty.
They are 24/7. 24/7.
In your high school games, how many baseballs you go through?
Oh
A game.
boy, it depends on where you're playing. If you're at, if you go play at, is it Elk Grove? Elk Grove's got a creek that runs right behind the backstop, probably 40 or 50 feet behind the backstop. They must lose 3 dozen balls a game into that
Wow.
thing. It's on at the end of that creek
Wow.
is 10,000 baseballs. I'm convinced. It looks like
Wow.
Hoover Dam. Another sharp base hit through the right side, Jeff.
And man advances just to third. Oh,
Good throw.
and they
Okay.
try to get back at first coming
I
back.
like
but
that. Yeah, your first
Yeah.
baseman's the cut man on that, and he did a quick sort of flip play to get the guy at first, but he got back quickly. But I'd say over at South Elgin we get I don't know, probably go through a dozen maybe. Depends.
Yeah, those are always in demand in my days. You didn't want to lose any.
Right. Yes.
Bring them back and we'll use them again.
Right, just like in the Sandlot, right? Or you'd have to go steal a Babe Ruth autographed ball from your stepdad to keep the game
Right,
going.
you couldn't. That's what you had to do. They were.
Or go down to Ben Franklin, right? You had to go down to
That's
Ben
right.
Franklin and buy one.
At least get a cheap one.
That's right.
Get some, have some in reserve, will you?
Hey, let's go now.
Here's some of the fans encouraging these players
still going.
here.
They're strong. It's a long
It is.
day.
It's maintained a pretty good crowd here. And
It
part of that
is.
could be because it's senior day.
Yeah.
So nice, another good two-seam fastball, Jeff. These
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
a lot of these guys doing a good job bringing it back over the outside corner.
That's good to notice. Good job.
I was driving Miss Daisies this morning.
Here comes the pitch on the stretch.
Oh,
Let's see where this goes.
that one's
This
well
is-
hit to center field, but it's going to go out there and die.
Man, that's a deep center field. That's a home run in 92% of the parks around.
It was a good job of tracking that down and making a catch.
That's a cannon out
Well, yeah,
there.
you're telling yourself as you run back to the dugout, man, if I would have pulled that,
Yeah.
I might have had a shot. But
That's
yeah,
right.
that was
Dead
good
center.
contact.
That's an alley for the center fielder.
It is. And we were going to the bottom of the ninth. This is the last shot for
All
the
right.
Judson Eagles.
Judson Eagles 12-2 the count is. The first game was won by Judson by a final count of 9-6. That would be their 5th conference victory on the year. They've lost 13 times. St. Xavier is 8-11 in conference play. If they hang on to this 10-run lead, they'd then go to 9-11. And on the season, they would be, I believe they'd be 19-21. But they had a great year last year. That's some fantastic numbers. What was your best record here when you were playing?
Oh boy, we might have won 12 or 15 games, maybe. I'm probably exaggerating that a little bit. It was, when I came here, Jeff, there was kind of I don't want to say a rebuild, but there was definitely a build going on. I came in as a junior college player, and I feel like after I graduated, I started to see more junior college guys,
Come in.
getting signed and committing here. And if you're a coach, it's a good way to get quick experience on your team. And after that, this team, the program here started to become pretty successful. Coach Lauren Torres, who's now at I think it's Point Park University in Pittsburgh, came here and had a really nice run. And now, of course, with Coach Eddie Acosta, with his experience in professional baseball and Division I baseball, Again, like I said, I've had a chance to talk to him over the last couple of months, and he's got a lot of energy. He was here last night. We left at 10:30, and he was vacuuming the dugouts and cleaning up the turf of some leaves back at the backstop. There was a team that came in earlier in the day, and there was some sunflower seeds out on the turf, which is a big time no-no.
Yeah.
He's out there vacuuming the stuff up, and I mean, when you're when you're sort of a servant leader like that, willing to do anything, I'm excited for the direction these guys are going in. I know he's got a lot of contacts all over the country, and it's I think better days and some really successful days are coming for Judson University baseball. What would be really great is to get to that NAIA World Series someday and make a run.
Yeah, it'd be wonderful.
Still have Doherty, I think that's still
He's in
I think
there.
that's still Doherty in there.
And Gannon Burns, I think, is going into play short. We've seen him. I think he was a runner earlier in the game. Edwardsville product.
That is Doherty there. Nice
He's
arm
a big
action.
kid. And looks good. You can work with him. He'd have some success.
Yeah, would you say 6'4", over 200 pounds?
Yeah, he's big out there. He's a monster on that mound as you look at him.
Good leverage, can throw downhill.
Looks like a cyclic body a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Another big boy, yeah. Like the mustache. He's kind of got the retro mustache. Nicely done with that.
That is nice. 12-2 it is. We're down to the final 3 outs, or a big inning will keep us playing.
Could happen.
That's how we look at it.
What was the multi-overtime? Was it 4 overtimes or 5 that we had when we did a couple months ago in basketball?
Oh, God,
it
was 5, wasn't it? 5.
I think it was 5.
It was incredible. Incredible game.
5 overtimes.
Oh, it was incredible. Yeah, we did like, it was
It was
great.
the last game of the night, too.
Yeah, the tournament, to allow us to participate in those tournaments is wonderful duty. Coach Hinkle loves that, as you know.
He does. He really does. We love having him out, too.
Oh,
he's
tremendous.
great. He is great.
Tremendous.
So for folks listening at home, we do a lot of basketball, but a lot of high school. But we did over 60 high school games this year.
Yeah, those are great.
Good
We
pitch
had
there.
the only loss that Bennett had until they lost downstate. We had
That's
done
right.
their only loss.
Doherty with the strikeout there, Jeff, on a nice
Well,
hard
that's quick,
fastball
yeah.
away.
We should focus on
But yeah,
his
you're right.
style.
But yeah, Bennett, we had them before they lost.
They lost in the tournament play we were at.
Grays
And then
Lake, Central too had a nice run. They
Oh,
lost
gosh.
in the sectional final game.
Yeah,
they made
yeah,
it to.
that's right.
And we had them in there. That's
that's
that
great.
team at that tournament. That's good.
And the year before, we did the we did the sectional championship
Glenbard West.
for the team of this decade at least.
Kid at Gonzaga, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
And it's good sports here in the Chicagoland area. And St. X, of course. And
the
Judson.
Caden Pierce from that team was on the Princeton team.
That's right.
postseason. He was actually playing. Some of the
Yeah.
other guys were still waiting their turn.
Right.
He was freshman of the year in the Ivy League, for heaven's sake.
Wow. That's
Caden
great.
Pierce.
Well, we've got 2 outs after the ground out, Jeff.
This could be the final out of the day approaching.
Could be. It's been a great day. We've had the rain delay. Judson won the first one on senior day. They are chasing a large sum with 2 outs. They're down 10. And I think we've intentionally walked the first batter. It's an interesting move up
We want to see the next hitter. We want to get
10 runs.
We want to get the next hitter up.
Maybe the.
Or a runner. It's a runner. Catch that number.
Is it because he's a senior? Are we getting a senior? Maybe one last.
Number 32.
32.
That's for Judson, number 32.
Have you got it?
I don't remember. My stack of stats and rosters and everything was taken.
You know why he's a pinch runner? His name is Seth Quick.
Okay.
Seth Quick is going to pinch run.
Let's see what happens.
Lombard, Illinois, Triton Community College.
Okay.
Let's see if he goes in the first pitch.
Triton, home of Kirby Puckett and Lance Johnson.
That's right. That's
You know,
right.
I saw a startling Kirby Puckett statistic today.
So what was it?
Post World War II, highest career average for a right-handed hitter.
Wow.
And
Wow.
one of those things that you just see that's floating around there on the web. I mean, he was a great player, but you don't think of him as
Although
since World War II.
Great World Series, yeah. He played in minor league ball. He played in Quincy, so I chatted with him then.
Was he a gem?
He was whatever the Quincy A-ball was.
Okay.
And he was very receptive to me on the phone that time. And then I arranged that we would talk to me in 1990 at Comiskey Park, original. And he said, "No, I don't think so, kid." So he said no, but he had a great World Series in '91. Remember the '91 series?
That's right.
He's
unbelievable.
He died young, but he was he had a great showcase career in big games. And he was
those
loved in
Minnesota to Jack Morris, my goodness.
Yeah, God, those series were tremendous, that World Series. So he had a great run.
Was he a local guy? Do you know? I'm wondering how he ended up at Triton. I don't know where he was from.
I don't see him in Chicago, but I'm not sure. Oh, a walk right there. So we keep Mr. Quick moving slowly to second base.
All right.
See if we can get him to score on a hit. Alex Payne is
okay. He's the catcher, you said,
yeah,
right?
he's catcher and off DH. Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine. They have 5 catchers listed on the roster, but Alex seems to get the most work, and he also will DH. So let's see if we can get a hit, and what the heck, a highlight reel for the man. Seth Quick seemed to be a fan favorite. Get him into home plate. 12-2 the count. Again, Judson won the first game. They're trailing here. They won the first game 9-6 in our doubleheader right here on Beacon Academy. Again, great thanks to all your kids for the great work they're doing. And you, and Buzz Capra. We've had a fun time all the way. I told Buzz you would listen to what we were talking about. So even though Ben wasn't here, he'll
hear what we're saying. Yeah.
So he's tremendous. He had great stories.
We'll get him out some more. He can,
by all means.
He can spin a yarn.
Yes, he can. He was tremendous. Great stories. See how we play it here. 2-0. To right field. This looks to be either foul or playable. They're in that coffin corner.
Oh, he made the catch.
He got it.
That was a good running catch.
Tucked away. That is it, kids. 12-2. St. Xavier, the winner in this final second game of the day. After the first game went to Judson by a final tally of 9-6. That means conference-wise it would be 5-14 for Judson, and for those guys it would now be 9-11 on the season. I do believe it would be now 7-24 for Judson, and it would be along the lines of 19-21 for those guys. So, well,
this was fun, Jeff. I hope we weren't too conversational for folks at home, but baseball, you got time to tell stories and see some of the action there, but this was fun.
Yeah, no, we're delighted to have you aboard. Thanks for the opportunity, as always, sir. We always appreciate the Beacon Academy opportunity. So, and a great Austin Anderson and everybody else here.
Rick Williams, the athletic director, yep.
Everybody here at Judson on a great day it was. It was a split for the two teams. For the cast and crew, I'm Jeff Myers. We'll see you next time. Oh gosh, it's the worst time of my life. I got a full house. They don't realize I don't make enough money to.
Here are the final totals for Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader. For St. Xavier, 12 runs, 13 hits.
This sports broadcast made possible by contributions from the following. The Bear Family McDonald's, proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their 30 area McDonald's restaurants today. Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. Looking for a brand new Hyundai or certified pre-owned? It's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com or genesisofelgonquin.com. For all your heating or cooling needs, count on Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland. Featuring sales, installation, and 24-hour emergency service, find them online at customheating.com. Custom Heating and Cooling, powered by Bryant, whatever it takes. Tom the Plumber, service and installations of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at tomtheplumberinc.com. And Daryl Barnes Photography for portraits, family and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com.